Oh, hey, everybody. How's it going? Are we on the screen right now? Are people seeing it?
Are we live?
Oh,
Are we good? Are we here?
Believe it?
Yes, we did it.
Awesome.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah, happy Giving Tuesday, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and joining our live stream. My name is Sarah Kennedy.
And I'm Chris Burnett.
And we are going to be hosting this whole extravaganza for you for the next 3 hours. And I know you're like, but what happened to the last 45 minutes? And you don't want to see it. It was a bloodbath in here.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
It's fine. But for the next 3 hours, no blood. That, as far as we know, I didn't give anybody any sort of like stipulations about whether or not they could have blood.
Oh, there might be blood.
I think that was the initial title.
Maybe.
There might be blood.
There might.
So what you guys are here to see is just a whole cavalcade of so much of the amazing art that happens here in Albuquerque. We've got improv and music and stand-up. We've got live printmaking happening, and it is all brought to you by Arts Hub. So if you're watching this, it's because you are on either our Instagram or our Facebook. And if you could, go ahead and share it so other people can watch it on their Instagram or their Facebook.
I did. I shared it.
Thank you for doing that. And so we've got so many other great things that are going to happen here today, including accepting and asking you for donations. So Arts Hub is a fantastic organization. They do stuff all year round to boost the creative economy here in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. They put on the Funny Fiesta every single year. They also provide a writing circle for comedians every single Sunday. They do the Smart Classrooms, which gets art into the hands of students throughout the city. They also do a fellowship that happens throughout the year, and you're going to hear from a lot of our former fellows and about their experience doing that through some videos and some live interviews and stuff that we have going on. So you get a little bit of everything today. And all we ask for you is to give us some money.
Money. All the money.
It's Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is traditionally used as a way to give back to organizations. And we happen to be an organization. So if you've got the ability to do so, you can go to our website, which is abqartshub.com. There is a widget right on the front page that was brought to us by Abby, who also works for Arts Hub. So make sure that you give her a big shout out too. You can donate any amount that you can spare. It all goes immediately to helping out artists directly. And in these times, art builds community, and we need more community than we've ever needed before. So anything that you can spare is helpful. This live stream is going on for 3 hours, but we will also keep the widget will be there all Given Tuesday. So you just feel free whenever you get a chance to hop over there and take care of that. But for now, Chris, I wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, please ask. Well, yeah. But if 100 people give $35, we're good.
Yeah, that's it. Our goal for this today is $3,500.
Right. If 35 people give $100, we're done. If one person gives us $3,500, I can go home.
Yeah,
sweet.
True.
No.
And I can clean up all this blood. Sorry,
right, all the blood. But you have some questions for I
do. So this is our little interview section right here.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to be interviewing the other artists as they get done performing.
But all right.
Right now, you're the guest. You are the guest. So I get to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So you are the host of 10 Drink Minimum.
That's correct.
Will you tell everybody at home what 10 Drink Minimum is?
10 Drink Minimum is, I would say, a community-based podcast. I've been doing it for 18 years. I started it in Portales, New Mexico, of all places. Moved it to Albuquerque, and for 17 years, I've been doing it. and I host the show with my co-host Smiley. And we have all sorts of different guests from the art community, the music community, the stand-up community, and then sometimes just random people that just do regular jobs that seem really fun and weird to me. But we do a live show every Sunday night from 5-ish to 7 p.m. And one of our big things is the audience participation. I really enjoy that. And that kind of we're kind of a beam to the outside world from Albuquerque, because I like to take people that I think are interesting here that live in this city and show the world what we have to offer, other than just, Breaking Bad or whatever other, things people think of Albuquerque.
That's amazing. But then you also monthly are involved here. So we're also coming to you live from Dry Heat Comedy Club, which is a part of the Comedy Corner on 2nd and Gold. You're a part of the Boxes programming that happens here monthly too.
That is correct. I'm alongside with you and Carissa Mitchell. We are judges on Almost AAA Cabaret, which is one of my favorite things that I get to do. I look forward to it every single time we have it, and I'm kind of sad we're on a hiatus right now.
Yeah, it comes back in February. So if you got a chance on the second Saturdays to check it out, it is such a fun time down here. And Almost AAA Cabaret is such a great way to end the night. Okay, cool. So this is pretty much how it's going to go. Pretty back and forthy.
Yeah.
Pretty loosey-goosey. You're going to hang out with us for the next 3 hours. We're hoping you're at work and you were just looking for an opportunity to take a break, a 3-hour break.
Yeah.
So spend time with us for the next 3 hours. Enjoy so much of what we got to offer. And I think we're going to kick things off with our first video. We've got one of our fellows, Serena Ochoa, who is not just a comedian, but also an MMA fighter. So let's hear from Serena about her experience in the fellowship, and then we'll get things going.
All right. Sounds great.
Hi, my name is Serena Ochoa, and I'm a comedian here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was a part of the Spring 2024 Arts Hub Fellowship. Before participating in the fellowship, I don't know if I would have considered myself an artist or an entrepreneur, which is why I think the fellowship is so amazing. Amongst learning all these skills on the business end, I think the most important thing that I learned is that I am an artist, I am an entrepreneur, and that my art contributes to the community. It brings value to the world, to the community, and I think that's extremely important. So that's something that I learned from all of my peers in the fellowship. I think it's extremely important. So this Giving Tuesday, consider giving to Arts Hub Fellowship to make Albuquerque a more creative place.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks so much, Serena, for that video. I'm so glad that you got so much out of the fellowship. It seems to be every single time we do it throughout the year, it's a big thing that people really love. So if you're an artist out there and you want to apply for the next one, keep an eye out. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're watching this, and you'll definitely hear more about the fellowship. Okay, so Chris, you're still over there on the throne.
I am.
Cool. You're just audio right now.
I'm audio.
You sound like a narrator.
Yes.
Everybody. We're gonna have our first performers tonight. I happen to be one part of a trio. We do a podcast that comes out every single week called The Goofball Show-Alition. It has improv, stand-up, and sketch all combined. We all come and talk about our experiences in all three things. We do a live show every once in a while that's called The Goofball Show-Alition, where we bring all three of those things into one show to you. And I'm super excited because kicking off the performances that we have for today are two of my co-hosts for the podcast. So we're going to do a little mini Goofball Show-Alition for you. And then what happens is a stand-up does some jokes that informs the improv. We're gonna have some improv scenes, and then we'll cut to an interview with them a little bit later, so we can get to know them a little outside of what they're just about to pretend to be. Okay, so it's so exciting to do stand-up with like this, because normally the microphone is turned on outside of just going into the computer. So let me think of a really good joke. You know what I mean? Sometimes people will come up to you and be like, tell me a joke. That happens a lot to comedians. And you're supposed to figure out which joke book joke you're going to put in your back pocket in case you ever get asked that. And I'm going to tell you what my back pocket joke is when people ask me for a joke. You guys ready for it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Do it.
All right. Why does the Little Mermaid wear seashells? Because bee shells are too small. Okay. Hey, it's a little racy, but it's not that bad. Okay, so that must inform something in you guys. All right, cool. So here, with a few scenes, a good 10 minutes of improv, we've got Alex Knight and Leslie Nesbitt. Thank you. Funny guy, huh?
No, just here to make a sandwich.
Yeah. No, but I heard about you. This is why I came in today.
Okay.
I knew you were working. You made my friend laugh a lot.
She seemed very sad.
Yeah. Well, she was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of day?
Oh, I haven't even.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is that?
Choose your bread first.
Oh, crap. Well, hey, why don't you make me laugh while I choose a bread?
I got no. I would just rather you choose the bread.
Oh, I know. I have an idea. How about you make a joke about the Italian herbs and
It
cheese?
sounds like you got one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You want to try an herb and cheese? I'll get the bread.
I would like that. Yeah, actually, 6-inch Italian herbs and cheese ham with some lettuce. And am I going too fast?
We'll get each step on the way.
Okay.
So I'm just doing the bread.
Okay. Do the bread. Do the bread.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just on my lunch break and I was hoping for a laugh. My friend kept talking about you and how much you made her laugh.
I'm not even sure if that was me. The more you're talking about this,
Really?
it might have been my coworker.
I don't know. She said I had a giant mustache.
Okay, so you said ham?
Ham. Yeah, on Italian herbs and cheese. What do you call that?
Sandwich?
Yeah. Is that a city in Germany?
What?
Is that a city in Germany?
Ham?
No,
Hamburger.
sandwich.
Oh.
Oh. What do you call a ham sandwich made of beef?
Beef burger?
A hamburger. I'm not good at it. This is what I'm trying to
I'm not
teach you.
either. I don't
Oh.
know who this woman said that was so funny, but I don't.
I don't know, she was laughing a lot when she came back from lunch.
I don't know what I did, really. You know, I made her a sandwich. Was she laughing at me?
Oh gosh. I don't think so. She's not that cruel.
What can I act cruel?
Yeah. I mean, she's like a little bit cruel. She's the HR lady. You know how it can be.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm just an assistant. I just assist.
What else going on here?
Oh yeah. What do we got first? Boop, 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 boop. Is that funny? I'm trying to make some. Yeah. I'll take some banana peppers.
Do you want to be a funny person? It seems like you want to be a funny person.
Well, that'd be nice. Do you know where I can do that?
Not here.
Oh,
We got already open mics and stuff.
I don't know. I just go to work and then I go home. I don't know.
You seem like a sad person.
Hey, is that why she's much better? Because she was. Are you a therapist as well? Can I tell you my woes?
I'd love to hear your woes. Sure.
Okay.
Tell me your woes. Tell me a sad story.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm.
I'm just gonna make your sandwich. With what I think would be on it, because it seems like you're a little indecisive. Is that okay?
Sure.
I'm gonna make you something good.
You are the artist.
I'm gonna make you something good. So you tell me a sad story, I'm gonna make a good sandwich.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm an assistant.
Uh-huh.
And I have been just an assistant for about 15 years.
Uh-huh.
I live in a studio apartment.
Uh-huh.
I just got my dad's dog. She's a poodle. And she's brown.
Okay.
And she is really nice. But I don't think she likes me.
Sure.
She likes everyone else.
Okay.
But I have to take care of her.
Sure. What's that?
Well, because my dad doesn't want her anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You feel like your dad doesn't want you?
What?
I don't know.
Could that
I don't know.
be? Is he pawning the dog off on me?
I'm gonna toast this.
Could that? Oh, I think the toast. That's. Hey, what do you get when you toast a hamburger? Panini.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
See?
Can I come around and give you a hug?
Oh,
See what
gosh.
you feel.
Yeah, that'd be
Would that
nice.
be okay?
Uh-huh. Should I take my coat off? I don't know how.
No.
What?
You're fine.
What do you?
Maybe not?
No, we should. I like hugs.
Okay.
Oh, wow. This is nice. This is nice.
I love you.
Oh,
You're worth loving.
wow. Okay. Is there could I add 2 cookies to my meal, sir?
Absolutely.
Could I add 2 cookies to my meal?
Yeah.
And maybe instead of, could I make one of those
Suicide?
with the,
Yeah, with all the
the
flavors?
drinks?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? This is all in the house. Here, there's a cup,
Really?
machines there, go nuts.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I'm gonna put some cookies. I'm gonna toast the cookies too. We don't normally do that.
What?
Toast the cookies.
Oh, wow. I've never had a warm cookie.
Never?
Nope.
In your whole life?
No, I don't think so. I think they've all been like the Chips Ahoy. They're too crunchy.
All right, I'm gonna give you another hug if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah. How do I,
Put the cup,
what?
put the cup there, just there.
Ah,
Come here.
yes?
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. This is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what if I come back on my lunch breaks?
What's that mean? All of them?
Huh?
I probably can't give you a sandwich every time,
Right.
but it would be nice to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could like tell you more jokes.
Sure.
I got another one.
Please.
What are the wheats and the
The wheats.
wheat breads?
Uh-huh.
What are,
Got it.
yeah.
Doughy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doughy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have an answer for that.
That's all right.
I think that works.
Hey, don't make me suicide.
Okay. Cheers. Sir?
Yep. Yeah. It's a lot of Mr. Pitt.
I don't know your name.
I'm Eric.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Lysandra.
I figured you have a name tag.
Oh, shoot. That's embarrassing.
No, it's not embarrassing.
That's
at all.
fine.
Yeah.
Just take a sandwich.
Yeah.
I gotta eat it before it gets cool.
You can eat it here.
What if
Yeah.
how about this for a joke?
Okay.
What if I put the cookies on the sandwich? Oh, is that funny?
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. Make you laugh?
I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna sit with you. Is that all right?
Yeah?
Okay. I'm gonna come over there and sit with you.
Wow. Nice. Oh, this is, should I make you a sandwich? Oh, now I'm awkward.
No, that's okay.
I just want a
You can sit in
friend.
the stool. I can tell. You sit in the stool there. You eat your sandwich, and I'm just gonna hang out with you here. I know it's weird the tables.
Yeah. It's all right.
Is there anything else you need to talk about?
Well, I don't want to put cookies on my sandwich. That was a joke. And I don't want you to think I'm going to do that because I don't want to.
Don't do that.
I think it'll be disgusting.
It might be good. Do you know what you can call a sandwich with cookies in it?
What? It's already funny. What?
I don't know.
You call it a Oreo.
There you go.
What?
Sandwich cookie, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah. Eric. I know your name.
Yeah, you're a good person. You're worth loving.
Thanks.
I think you're gonna take good care of that dog. What's his name?
Bubba?
Good name for a dog.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I renamed it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what was his name before?
Lyle. It was weird.
Hey, Bubba's a funny name.
Yeah. Right? Do you think I should take him on the road? I could do tours.
With With your jokes?
Yeah, with my jokes and my dog.
Yeah.
I think that's
a great idea.
I think that's reasonable.
I truly support you, and I wish the best for you. And
Thanks.
yeah.
Hello, my name is Sante. My medium is photography, and I did the fellowship in fall 2023. I did the fellowship because I was looking for ways to expand my creative network as well as expand my knowledge of what it means to run my art as a business. I found a lot of really valuable opportunities and skills through the Arts Hub Fellowship. I learned a lot about taxes, business planning, and just kind of how to perceive your art when it comes to kind of taking that next step. And it's really helped me to kind of expand how I approach my photography and, you know, what kind of work that I do. I've been able to kind of use the fellowship as a catalyst for opportunity. I currently do headshots for the fellowship, and they've provided me with a lot of connections with my local network, which has been amazing. I definitely think it's worth, you know, contributing to the Arts Hub Fellowship. They really focus on expanding creativity and a space for creatives to grow and explore opportunity.
All right, welcome back to the Arts Hub Telethon. I'm Chris Burnett. Don't forget, you can go to abqarts.com and donate. We'll be doing this for the next 3 hours. Sitting here with me, though, I have the goofball. Is it Shoalition or Coalition?
Coalition, but when we perform, it's the show.
Oh, we have
Yeah.
Leslie and we have Alex.
Uh-huh.
So you guys are improv artists. So like, how long have you guys? And then you guys do the Goofball Coalition with Sarah Kennedy, who's a stand-up.
Yes.
So how long have you guys been doing improv?
We were just talking about that. We met.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It was-
2003.
Yeah.
I think we started doing improv in
Wow.
2003
21
together, and then Leslie and I both took separate life journeys. She went to Chicago. I stayed here for a while. I went to LA. She went to LA, and like worked at different theaters and stuff like that. And then I've only recently, like 2 years now, we've
Wow.
been back together working together.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Wow, Chicago. So did you do improv in Chicago?
I did, yeah. I did improv pretty much all the quintessential theaters that you hear about. IO, The Annoyance, Comedy Sports. And my favorite one, which was, it's called Chemically Imbalanced Comedy, which was CIC. That's where I mainly do improv. And then that's also where I did a lot of my sketch
Yes.
stuff.
Leslie is the sketch artist of the triumvirate of stand-up improv, and she improvises, but she's technically our sketch
Yes.
guru.
Interesting.
Our sketch
Right.
So wait, so your show is a sketch person, and then you have improv, and then you have stand-up.
Uh-huh.
How does that dynamic work?
It's super fun. It's so fun working with these two ladies. They're so fun, and it's like, yeah, and it's been really fun for us all to, I think, stretch each other. We're all like comedy artists, and we all like all the facets of it. But like any artist, you kind of start to get niche into the thing that you do. If you're, you know, a painter, you'll like do oils or whatever. And it's so nice to have us inspire each other to do different things. So I've been doing a little bit of stand-up. Sarah's done a little bit of improv.
Mhm.
We're all going to try to do some sketch soon. I'm
Oh,
sure.
wow.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just really nice to realize that you can break out of whatever art you do. You're a multi-talented artist. Like, I'm sure she's
Yeah.
good at not just screen printing.
No,
over there.
that's all she's
Yeah.
good at.
All kinds of things.
Multi-talented.
No, I'm just kidding.
It seems like generally, I think artists are like, they're full. And again, we get stuck into the thing we do somewhat because we're comfortable in there. But I think most artists are very much able to do tons of different art.
Absolutely.
How-
Agree.
How would you guys like? We have quite the community of artists here in Albuquerque. How do you guys feel about the community of people here being from such different facets in your background?
Ooh. I mean, I love this community because everybody is so everybody's really excited to like try new things, which I love. And everyone's like, the community is like full of love, I found.
Mhm.
And we're all very supportive of each other. And we're like all trying to have a good time. Because ultimately, and I think we've talked about this on the podcast, we just want to make people laugh. Like that's our end goal. So it's just been really nice.
And then I think even beyond just like our comedy, I think we're going to see music in a minute, and Simo's incredibly talented. I think just New Mexico, you know, we don't always have the best, like, I don't know, like parks or public transportation, or, but I feel like our art in Albuquerque punches above
Absolutely.
like what we are in a lot of ways. I feel like the artists in this town are incredible. And like, again, you're going to see a bunch of them showcased
Right.
today. And if you go to any, I don't know, performance in town, or my wife and I went to the wrestling, and so fun. Like, they're so talented too. And like, that's also art. There's just so many ways that Albuquerque expresses itself.
What's really interesting is, like, you brought up the wrestling, and I do the commentary for the wrestling. And growing up as a wrestling fan, when you get into the back area, it's like being the magician's assistant. Yeah. You now know how everything is done, and in many ways it's spoiled, but in a lot of ways it changes how you enjoy it as well. And like watching you guys, because I've seen you guys throughout my life here, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, these things are more alike than I've ever thought in my entire life. So
yeah, I think that's what I mean. Is like,
art
is art, and whether it's funneled through screen printing or wrestling or improv or music, it's like, these are just people expressing themselves and trying to connect. And we are trying to connect to make people laugh. They're trying to make people, wrestlers, ooh and ah,
right,
like,
or boo, or boo,
whatever it is. And the screen prints is going to make you go like, oh, that's beautiful. Like, there's just different ways that we're trying to pull feelings out of people.
I feel like one thing that happens in this city is we assume everywhere else is like here, and that everywhere has art like we do, and they don't. And when you go to other cities, they don't. I mean, they have different stuff, but I've gone to other cities and I was like, well, I want to go see who the local musicians are. And then I had to struggle to find local like musicians. And so I feel like as a community here, we are very, very lucky with such a great improv scene, a great stand-up scene, a great music scene, a great, art scene. Like, we have so many galleries. We have First Fridays, which is just spectacular. I mean, coming from Chicago, how does it rate against Chicago? Like, I mean, I'm not saying you should compare the two, but
right. I mean, honestly, I think Chicago's a good comparison.
It is
to Albuquerque, because it's a small town feel in that big city, which is like, I'm not saying we're a small town, but we have a small town feel as well. We're just like very close to each other, and we're very like connected. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing in Chicago. There's a lot of, like you were saying, local artists. There's like local places people would go, and there's a lot of art, and there's a lot of just all kinds of stuff you can do. And because it's walkable, unlike LA, you are able to kind of get to go see a lot of that. So I think, honestly, I think Albuquerque compares to Chicago in a lot of the art aspects. They're both just very well suited to lift up artists, which is great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if someone is like wanting to get into what you guys do, what are the avenues that they can take?
Yeah, we have a jam, an open improv jam, generally not this month, but the last Thursday of every month. That is free, so you can come and just like try it out. It's like an open mic basically, but for improv. And then we also offer classes and stuff. But also just
how awkward is the jam?
Not at all. Not
really?
at all.
It's
Again,
really
like
fun.
it is such a loving community. It's a bunch of weirdos that come together for the same weird reason we do. Like, whether you're sloppy at it or new at it, your heart's generally in the right place. So it's like the love is really powerful there.
What's the age range on those people that go to that?
Ooh.
My gosh. I mean, we have
18 to 60.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a
Never too late.
open,
60.
loving art form, and it's like anyone can really participate in it, and that's the cool part about it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So like, what if you get into sketch or you get into improv, what could someone go on and do like later on, maybe? Like movies, TV shows? Is that a thing? I mean, Alex, you've been in a lot of different movies and some TV shows.
That stuff all filters in. It's just acting experience and acting practice. And again, you'll start to meet the community, and then opportunities come up. People are making short films at CNM, and that leads to that leads to that, or whatever. Or you'll meet a group and you're like, oh, I like you. Let's do a sketch together, whatever. I think it's really whatever you want. I feel like improv and stand-up are places that are like the starting point, and you will cultivate whatever you want to be, whatever kind of artist you want to be out of those two places, kind of.
Wow. What is like your favorite venue to do what you guys do in Albuquerque?
Oh, well, for me, it's right next door at the box.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of where we're at.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
where we're at. Where it's a lovely stage. It's a lovely audience. Like, it's one of those things where, like, when you do improv a lot, you kind of like, well, as long as it has like a nice stage and everyone can see me,
Mhm.
then that's where I want to play.
But even just that theater has now, we've been around for so long that theater has had so much improv in it. It's like saturated in
Mhm.
like
It's in the wood.
improv karma,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Lovely.
It's like, it's just soaking with like good energy and love in there. And
Yeah.
like, there's a doll that we put under the stage. There's like a creepy doll that when we
Wow.
built the stage, she's in there.
Mhm.
And I just like to think about how much like comedy she's heard and felt, and
Yeah.
like, so she's not creepy. She
I'm-
looks creepy to
I'm
me
never going to
outside
not
of
think
it.
about that now when I go see you guys.
Yeah.
It's a creepy doll on the stage.
Yeah, there's a doll under that stage.
Yeah.
She's real sweet. But
So tell us about the Blue Show that happens on second Saturdays.
can I say how? Can I use words?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool, use
It's
words.
fucking awesome.
Whoa.
The Blue Show.
I didn't know that
is-
word.
The Blue Show is a vulgar. It's like our R-rated, X-rated version of our regular improv show. So we can like take off the gloves and use profanity.
Yeah, because the regular show is kind of like, we like to say PG-13 because like improv is for everyone. So like, people, I don't want to say kids, but kids have come.
Yeah.
But the Blue Show is our chance to just get it all out.
Yeah.
Just be the dirtiest and the weirdest and the funnest. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds fun to me.
It's great. I have a great time.
I enjoy it because like there's a lot of things all over the city for families. I don't have children, which is fine. But like sometimes it's great to just have things that, you can go to and just have adults. So I think it's really cool to go see that. It's one of those things that like on a Friday and Saturday night, the show, which is what you guys are called. I always like when people say, I get asked a lot of times, people are like, what's a good date night? And I'll go, oh, the show at the box on either Friday or Saturday night. It's like $12,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then you can go and spend an hour and laugh. And I've never once had someone come back and go, yeah, every time they're like, that was awesome. Like, that was great. It's one of the longest running things in Albuquerque. How long has it been going on?
You would know.
It's like close to 15 years.
15 years.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Some teen years.
Is it become like this thing where it's, getting up there like prestigious where people, when they get into improv now, they want to get on the cast of the show?
Maybe, yeah. We have auditions and stuff. Like we're trying to do yearly auditions.
Yeah.
And like, again, the cool thing now is our community has grown so much. Like COVID happened and we had to start from scratch kind of
Wow.
build our audience back as well as our education program. But now we've had so many students go through that there's a bunch of indie teams forming, which is like our dream. Like, we have our show, but we don't want to be the only thing in town. We love these new
Mhm.
groups coming up. And so, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 indie teams in town, we call them. And they're great. It's
Yeah.
so fun to see other people make the art that we love, but do it in their way. We don't want to be the model of the only way to do it. And so it's really cool to see that happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, awesome, man. It was really cool talking to you guys. Thank you guys for coming out today. Thank you guys for
Yeah,
helping
our
out.
pleasure.
It was
Donate,
fun.
donate,
ABQ, is it arts.com? ABQartshub.com. Please donate. We're trying to raise $3,500 in the next couple hours.
That's nothing.
that's nothing. That's,
easy. Help them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need to pay rent this month. Who
It's
cares?
for art.
It's for art. You while you're homeless, you can come watch some shows. So we're gonna go to a video for Jess Merritt, and then we'll be back.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, I'm visual artist Jess Merritt, and I was part of the Arts Hub Fall 2023 Fellowship. And Arts Hub really helped open up Albuquerque for me. I had just moved here in 2023, and while I was very active in the arts community in my previous city, I was having a hard time tackling Albuquerque. It's a huge place with an amazing and diverse arts community, and it was really hard to find peers to just get my foot in the door, and Arts Hub immediately did that for me. I was able to connect with a network of peers, and we were able to start sharing problems or sharing solutions to problems. We started, showing support for each other's artistic endeavors. And that has actually continued to this day. It's over a year later, and I still keep up with everyone from my cohort. Another thing that Arts Hub has done for me is I proudly put it on my resume because I believe it is a sign to the world that my arts business is not just a passing phase. It's not a hobby. The personal development courses that they offered, not only was I immediately able to use in real life, but it also shows that I've invested in myself and in my arts business so that it's it has a long-term stability. And when I believe that when entities deal with me now and they see that Arts Hub professional development on my resume, they can tell that. They can tell that this person is gone the extra mile to make herself sustainable. So if you're thinking about donating this Giving Tuesday to any organizations, particularly an arts organization in the Albuquerque area, I highly encourage you to donate to Arts Hub. Your dollars will cause this ripple effect of just positive change in the arts community, and you'll be helping support a diverse, creative community in Albuquerque.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jess, for making that video, and for I'm so glad you had such a great experience in the fellowship. So hey, look at me. I'm over here now with Jeff. Jeff is the executive director of Arts Hub. Jeff, thank you so much for letting us goof around and do this for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is super fun. It's been great. Thanks to everyone who's been on so far, the videos, all the folks who will be coming on, and thanks to everyone watching at home. It's really great to have you on here and supporting the great creative community in Albuquerque.
Great. Okay, so listen, everybody, we started with $0 at the beginning of this, and I'm over here with Jeff because I'm pretty sure we have an update to that. So Jeff, is that true?
Absolutely. We do have an update. We are currently at $375, as you can see. This is a very scientific graph. This is exactly 11% high. I did the math. Don't worry. It's all good. And yeah, so 375, we're more than 10% of the way there. And that's really exciting because for every dollar that you give through things like our grant writing program for our creative nonprofits, we turn that $1 into $1,300 for arts nonprofits, or $25 gets a student an entire year-long education program right in their classrooms, or $50 gets an opportunity for a performer to perform at things like the Funny Fiesta and First Draft and all kinds of cool live events. So your dollars go really, really far, and they really support the creative community, everyone from kindergartners all the way up through really experienced creative entrepreneurs.
That's amazing. I mean, what a brag. Sorry, that was just like, that really like just hit me home. That's so incredible. So yes, if you're out there and you're thinking, oh, but all I got's $1, that dollar goes so far. So feel free to donate anything that you've got. It always goes and helps. So Jeff, we're over here on this side of the stage, not only to show off our cool thermometer, which was also drawn by Abby. So one more time, everybody in the room, give it up for Abby. Been such a help. Fantastic. But we're also over here with Amy. Amy, you're doing live printing here. Yeah, grab the little, grab the camera. Bring it over. Look at this. All right. Amy, do you want to just kind of do a little demonstration? What do we got? Oh, whoa. Cool. And then I'll run. Holy moly. Amy, how long have you been doing this?
I picked up printmaking in 2011, 2010, somewhere around there, but I have been doing it as a business for the last 2 years. I was in the fellowship about 2 years ago, and I am currently a teaching artist with the Smart Classroom program, where I use printmaking and block printing specifically to help kids like explore further education and what they're learning in the classroom. So my own work, I work in a lot of like natural sciences. So that's actually where I work a lot with kids. So Abby actually drew this, and we collabed on it. I carved it. Everything that I do, I use linoleum or wood, and I use like a special set of knives to carve them out. And it's like a type of stamp, almost.
Wow, that's so incredible. And thank you so much for being part of everything and helping out so much, not only today, but every day with Arts Hub and with Albuquerque. Okay, cool. So what a cool print. And it looks like you've got like 4 of them here. I mean, I just wish there was a way we could give them to people. Maybe later. Maybe later. But anyway, Amy, we'll come back and we'll hang out with you and chit chat with you a little bit later. Also, I do want to let everybody know who's watching right now that if you donate anything over $25 in the next hour, we are going to give all donors in the next hour who do $25 or more 2 free tickets to a show here at Dry Heat Comedy Club. So you get to pick which show you want to come to. We have so many. We do crazy shows here every single weekend, Fridays and Saturdays. We just had a puppet roast battle recently, which was if you're like, maybe I don't like roast battles, you should see it with puppets. It's really something special. And then it was a roast battle, so there was a loser, and the losing puppet went through a paper shredder. So we do wacky stuff like that here, and we would love to have you join us. All you got to do is donate $25 or more in the next hour. And heck, I think we've got another video we're going to cut to real fast, and then we'll have a new performer right after that. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Katie Reardon. I am the drama teacher down at Rio Grande High School, and I had the extremely good fortune this year to work with ABQ Arts Hub and the Improv League that they created starting this year, and it was such a good time. My students just grew as performers and became more confident with not only their improv skills, but just acting and character creation in general. And they, I think, also became closer as a class community, which I think is one of, if not the most important part about arts education, is the creation of a team, a family, a community, whatever you want to call it, with people who are like you and not like you at the same time. And I think the Arts Hub and the team there did a remarkable job with this program, and my hope is to see the program continue to grow and go to more schools and see more students, repeat students, brand new students, middle school, elementary, high school, that everybody can start to and continue their learning of not only theater as a educational topic, but how it changes lives. Even if you never go into acting or never take an acting class again, it's always important to learn and be reminded to see the world through other people's eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, SEMO.
That's me. one, I call it Get Free, and it's about it's kind of wrestling with your demons, but you're doing it on the dance floor. And for me, that's really big in my life because it's when I see my friends and just come together as a community in a group and just all the stresses of my week or whatever. That's how I get them out, which is kind of important for all of us artist types. Get off your heart. Oh. Look me in the eye. Oh, tell me just what makes you so damn sure. Yours is the only one that's right. Night moves are relaxing. Helmet taking what she loves. Oh, lay down, you're going offering. Oh, let your knee purify. Everybody from a table and demon. And shake them off. Yeah, this is your chance to take away your demon. And shake them off. Yeah, this is your chance to get free. Get free. Oh, get free. Get free. Oh, meet me on the floor. Like love swimming through our minds. Oh, down dreams wash over us as the sweat begins to pour. Running wild with the night. Everybody from the table and demon. And shake your off. Yeah, this is your chance to take away your demon. And shake your off. Yeah, this is your chance to get free. Get free. Oh, get free. Get free. Oh, get free. Yeah. More? I got one more. This one's about stimulants, and I just mean caffeine, because we all need it. Life is hard, and guys, what's a really big stimulant is getting together with artists, having them pour their freaking hearts out right in front of you. So you should really donate now. Get those 2 free tickets to Dry Heat, and take me with you. Fire over them, all over them, all over them. Stimulate caffeinated ovulations with the high rate. Stifle imaginations of found sexually frustrated, socially castrated, constantly waiting. Full-time job, keep up, I want more, la 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 la, thirst trap, Escobar, Escobar. Boogie break and lay back to work, la 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 la, take to you'll go far, you'll go far. So slow down here with me, into something new, something new. Sway in the street, oh that's a loose for God's intentions. The backseat of your car looks good, slip of the tongue, stimulation.
Hi, my name is Serena Ochoa, and I'm a comedian here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was a part of the Spring 2024 Arts Hub Fellowship. Before participating in the fellowship, I don't know if I would have considered myself an artist or an entrepreneur, which is why I think the fellowship is so amazing. Amongst learning all these skills on the business end, I think the most important thing that I learned is that I am an artist, I am an entrepreneur, and that my art contributes to the community. It brings value to the world, to the community, and I think that's extremely important. So that's something that I learned from all of my peers in the fellowship. I think it's extremely important. So this Giving Tuesday, consider giving to Arts Hub Fellowship to make Albuquerque a more creative place.
All right, welcome back. Remember, you guys can go to the abqartshub.com to donate. We're trying to raise $3,500. I'm Chris Burnett. I'm one of your hosts. And I'm here with my good friend, Simo.
We are friends, aren't we?
Yes.
Hi, Pickle.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
So that was amazing.
Oh, thanks.
I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got one.
So I've kind of gotten to see you kind of grow as an artist throughout the time we've known each other. We've known each other, I don't know, like 12 years maybe?
Since we were born, darling.
Since we was children, knee high. So when you first started, what were the difficulties that you went through as an artist?
Aside from like general self-doubt and all of that, needing the confidence to actually perform, that really was overcome meeting like this kind of group of people, where like they're so encouraging, and even though you can be a salty little son of a gun.
Me? Oh, no.
But no, I like, so that, and then also getting out there and trying to balance like your work life with what you really enjoy doing creatively. That's a really hard thing, like to have money to be able to do this, because like we have to call into work and stuff, like all of that, and just getting together and having these moments, like, well, I love doing it out of all of my free time. I don't want to anymore.
You kind of spoke about something. How big is the imposter syndrome as an artist? How much does that affect you?
Quite a bit, actually. Like, and especially in a space where it's not treated very professionally, so you feel like you're just out there like a couple times a month, like just kind of free balling it. But, the more the community gets together and steps in and actually treats it like the thing that it should be, that kind of melts away.
Yeah. What kind of process do you go through when you're creating new songs or new experiences is more of what I would think.
Gosh. So I have a band now.
Yeah.
I was solo for like a long time, but now I have Simo and the Lovers.
Mhm.
And so I have Kristen, James, and Chris. And that creative process is just magical. Like just to be able to run a bit off of people and bounce it around and have a good time. And I can't believe I just said rub it off on people. I'm so sorry.
It's a family show. So you're saying like having a community around you is a lot better than just being solo and out there.
Oh, so much better. Like, yeah.
So you're, I guess, saying you're a musician, but how big is art and maybe like the spectacle to you as a performer?
For me, it's kind of everything. Like, we go to work, and even in my work life, I try to keep that kind of artistically centered. And then just, these people like Dry Heat, the comedians, they've been roommates, they've been best friends for a long time, they're family, and so just having moments to get together with people inside of your community, that's just a little bit more than your family, but like people you don't see all the time, but on Fridays and Saturdays, you get to see them and you get to share music, which is such a magical thing in bringing people together and feeling group emotions. Yeah.
How strong do you feel the music scene is here in Albuquerque?
Pretty strong. I think we'd all freaking die for one another.
Right.
So don't mess with us,
Don't mess with us.
man.
So, but there's also like a ton of local musicians, right?
Yes.
I think when they did Night of Living cover bands, like last year there was 132. I think they scaled it down a little bit to like 120, but yet that was them cutting like 25 different artists. They were like, they literally said no. So with that competition, I mean, do you feel like there's animosity? Do you feel like there's any kind of issues?
Oh my gosh, no. Like the whole crowd at Night of the Living cover bands was essentially other bands.
Yeah.
Just like checking out and seeing what the other ones are doing. And we all look out for each other pretty good. And, if you don't, you kind of get axed from the scene pretty quick.
Who did you do for Night of Living cover bands?
Lana Del Rey.
Do you think you won Night of Living cover bands?
I did not win anything. I do think it was the most fun. I was living my fantasy. Very exciting. And so I won that.
I think you at least won that night. That was, I mean, there's not a competition, but I always like to joke on my show that like, who won, who's the best. But I thought you killed it. Like that was amazing performance. I was in the audience. Like, I got up and went in there and watched you, and I was just blown away by.
I know Lana's out there watching right now.
Oh, she's actually she's right over here. Lana, go ahead and come on out. No, I'm just kidding. She's not here. That's amazing though. So where do you see yourself going from here?
So we just started recording. We'll have another album. I have like an EP release on Spotify right now.
Yeah.
That Carlos helped me from Youngsville.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now the band's putting together a full album, and then with that, hopefully we can do a little tour action. Baby wants to play in other places too.
What kind of tour? Like
spread the love.
A large tour, like East Coast, West Coast,
as large as we can make it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you see that if you're watching from outside of the Albuquerque metro area, she might be coming to your city soon. Gallup, Farmington. Places are all
also,
fantastic.
We'll probably need a couch to crash on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what kind of music, like, how do you characterize what you do? Like, what would you call it?
Oh, it's really tricky to ask anyone to do, but I don't know. Maybe like indie, soul, dance, pop.
Okay. What's something you would like to do? What you're doing?
Yeah. Like professionally, to not have to go to work tomorrow would be great.
I have a question. Okay, so Simo, in Albuquerque, I have always said that everybody is a triple threat. Everybody does everything. You know what I mean? People are actors, but they're also singers, and they're also dancers or poets or something else. So we have so many comedians that like Serena, just in that last video. And I would consider this an art. Serena is also an MMA fighter. And so like there's lots of different kinds of art that you can dabble in. Yeah, and that martial arts. So would you tell people kind of like other stuff that you've tried and dabbled in and done really well at and everything else that has led you up to here?
Yes, you're bringing that up. I was a thespian, and I do recall you watched me in a high school play of Footloose.
Oh,
And then I've been in other bands for a long time. And our art, it's called Handy Candy, and we just design and remodel homes. And you know, what else? That's what I do.
that's what you do.
I do massage.
But I got to see you like when you first started, and you kind of like started out like as like kind of a backup singer.
She was a baby for sure.
And then you kind of like moved in and you would do singing with other
And
people.
then she watched like 5 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race.
There
And
you
now
go.
it's over.
When was the
world
moment?
is mine.
What was that moment that you were like, okay, I can do this, and I'm in?
I think I was playing at Meow Wolf, and someone came up to me, and they were crying essentially, and
Oh,
they're
wow.
just like, that really moved me, and that alone, it didn't convince me that I was good enough to do it. It just convinced me that that is what I want to share with people. So I'm going to go hard at it.
Do people come up to you and like praise you now?
Not pray, but just like the emotional experience
Yeah.
in a group setting. Like that's the whole point of live music. Like it's just that feeling you get within a crowd all experiencing the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. What's your favorite venue to sing in?
Aside from Dry Heat.
Besides from here, yeah, of course.
I love Launchpad. Any of the Joe Anderson spots. Sister is really good.
Now, who has the best green room? That's the most important
The
question.
best green. I mean, a Sister green room is really dreamy.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But I mean, we do have, that's the other thing about this community here, is there are so many places that you can play, so many venues to, perform. How much, I mean, you sing, but how much is it performance over singing, just singing?
That's really tricky. I think for me, so my name is Simo,
Mhm.
and I'm Simo and the Lovers. I'm trying to find this spot where I can be myself, like my most vulnerable self while I'm up there. And that can get a little muddled with performance being a part of it, but I just think that seeing that vulnerable side of anyone on a stage is what really locks you in. So I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, it was a little performance.
Oh, absolutely. So how much of your like everyday life comes out through the music?
Oh, tons of it.
Tons of it?
The awkwardness.
Oh, wow.
I
always love like right now.
Fancy dresses. I do that all the time. I clean bathrooms in this shit.
No, you don't.
I do. I'll send you a picture.
Okay. See, like that's the thing is like people are like, and it took me a long time to get here, is like when you can dress up and get in front of people, just that is the performance as well. It's part of it. It's all encompassing.
Yeah.
It's all one thing. So that's why I kind of enjoy to go see you, because like I don't think I've ever seen any performance the same that you've done. I think you kind of try to like constantly evolve. How much is you actually just doing it, or you actually are conscious of that?
I'm a little conscious of it. Like every day I feel different as a person. So no matter what, it's going to show through the performance.
Yeah.
And, some days I really am pumped. I did just watch more Drag Race than I ought to for the one day. And, yeah, so I just want to keep that going. And I want to encourage people to like live their fantasies kind of on a daily basis anyways. Like it keeps life juicy.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming here today, and I appreciate you singing for us, and I appreciate you as a friend and a human being.
I love you.
I love you too. Remember, guys, you can donate at abqartshub.com. And now we're going to go to a video from our friend Sante. Sorry.
Hello, my name is Sante. My medium is photography, and I did the fellowship in fall 2023. I did the fellowship because I was looking for ways to expand my creative network, as well as expand my knowledge of what it means to run my art as a business. I found a lot of really valuable opportunities and skills through the Arts Hub Fellowship. I learned a lot about taxes, business planning, and just kind of how to perceive your art when it comes to kind of taking that next step. And it's really helped me to kind of expand how I approach my photography and, what kind of work that I do. I've been able to kind of use the fellowship as a catalyst for opportunity. I currently do headshots for the fellowship, and they've provided me with a lot of connections with my local network, which has been amazing. I definitely think it's worth, contributing to the Arts Hub Fellowship. They really focus on expanding creativity and a space for creatives to grow and explore opportunity.
Thank you so much for that, Sante. We love having you take pictures for the fellowship. We love having you in the fellowship. And if you're out there and you're feeling like that and you want to be part of it, hop into it the next time we got them coming around. But in the meantime, it's Giving Tuesday, so time to give whatever you've got, and you can donate to Arts Hub. We would love to have it, and it goes a long way to help out the creative economy here in Albuquerque. It is time, Chris, for another performance. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm very ready.
It seems like we just had one.
Well,
People piled on top of people on top of people because we have the most talented artists around.
You can never have enough.
You can never have enough. You're right about that. I'm super excited to bring up your next performer. She is regularly on this stage here at Dry Heat, and we love her, and you are going to love her too. Please welcome to the stage the amazing Carla Vasquez.
Thank you, Sarah. How's it going? Everybody at home on Arts Hub, hello, please donate. My name is Carla Vasquez. I guess, do I just talk into this camera? Okay, we're just gonna have some intimate moments here. So I'll tell you guys about me. I've been living here for about 7 years. I used to move so much though, because I was a park brat, which if you don't know what that is, I don't blame you. I was a part of the National Park Service. My dad was in the National Park Service. So during the school year in national parks, they were just like, be afraid of lions and bears and tourists kidnapping you. And then in the summer, they would take us to really cool places like Compton, California in the 90s. Good times. I had a lot of gangster cousins there. And so my parents were like, just be afraid of your cousins. I'm like, but he's teaching me how to hotwire a car, Dad. It's science. The rest of the summer, we would go down to Mexico, where my mom is from, Zacatecas, the tequila district. But we would go down there and they would just be like, be afraid of kissing anyone because it might be your cousin. Very small village down there. Very small. In fact, I don't know why my tios, like I have like 14 tios and tias, and 3 of them are named Jose. It's like my grandparents got really lazy, but they still have really long names, like they're a duke of some city, but really their village isn't on the map. It's like Jose de Abigail Martinez Acero. And I'm just like, okay, Theo Jose number 3, I don't know. Yeah, I do like it here. It's very naturey. They also, really quick, I have to tell you, they gave us our first Disney princess, who's my idol, Coco. Anyone? She dies like at some point, right? Very festive. But I want to be like Coco. I want to be short and real thick when I'm a grandma, like super adorable. And now I want to be tall and thin. So I've been losing weight, but my doctor did tell me because of arthritis, I've lost 1 inch of height in my spine. And so I'm pretty stoked about that. Right on track to be Coco. Because there's nothing creepier than a tall, skinny grandma. Sorry if you have one, please keep her to yourself. So I've been living here. I'm trying to get back into shape. I've lost 75 pounds in the last 2 years. I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. Turns out if you run far enough, you don't feel or think anymore. So I've been running from my feelings, been trail running, but my Run app has been talking to my Instagram app, and now it's wanting me to join a group below average running. Hashtag, you're going far, but not fast. So apparently I'm pretty slow on the hills there. I went for a 10-mile run yesterday at the volcanoes. We have volcanoes here in Albuquerque. Go check them out. I went for a 10-mile run mostly because I got lost and had to like map my way back to my truck. So I'm doing all right. And Sarah said we were all like triple threats. I like to sing. I used to sing. I also do some art. I like to doodle. It's very important. I like to doodle. Either way, my hand hurts. So I've been doing some of that. I've been running, like I said. I just bought these jeans today, and I think I need like a half size up, like they do shoes. But I feel like a walking chorizo. Like I'm back into jeans. I feel like a breakfast sausage for my non-Latino friends. I feel like a chorizo, or I feel like a can of cinnamon rolls. Like you just unbutton this top button, it's like poof, breakfast for everyone. So we're doing good there. I do house sitting as a living, so I'm sleeping in strangers' beds for money, which feels weird. It feels like reverse Airbnb. So this is also my resume to anybody who wants to hire me or just donate to Arts Hub. That'd be great. Keeps us on the stage. But yeah, I've been house sitting a lot. I feel like Goldilocks is pretty awesome. I'll sit on everything in your house except for your pets, unless it's a Saint Bernard or a Great Dane, and that's just for fun and science. Yeah, I used to have real jobs, and then I blew up my whole life for comedy. I used to have real jobs, like I was a foster care like trainer, and I like ran 2 group homes for foster kids for a while, and then I quit and left them just like their parents did. Then after that, I went to dementia care, and I was an administrative assistant in a dementia care assisted living place. And when I quit that job, they didn't remember, so that was cool. And now I do comedy here, and I do like maybe 10 to 30 minutes, and I can handle bright lights. Then I can't do any retail jobs because fluorescent lights, I get migraines. I can't go in the sun without sunglasses. This is also why I don't date a lot of white people. I'm sorry, you guys are just too bright when you're naked. Like, I don't turn off the lights for like, insecurity. I turn them on for my physical well-being. So y'all are pale. I get it. I'm a very pale Mexican. You can't tell I'm Mexican. It's not the green eyes that tell you, it's the brown ones down here. Is that too racy for Arts Hub? I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I do a lot of house sitting. The one thing I always take with me when I do house sitting, and anytime I go out on the road, I go hit the road for comedy or something. The one thing I always take with me is my mom's ashes, the portion that I have of her. Because I figure if my house burns down, or your house while I'm house sitting, it's like my mom is super tiny Mexican lady, loved her to death. She's even smaller now because she was cremated. But I figure if I leave my mom's ashes there and the house does burn down, then it just be like what, refried beaner? Yeah, that's a dark one. We feeling dark, Arts Hub. Yeah, or pity. Why don't you pity donate? You can pity donate to me and my dead mother. A lot of comedians, it's weird. A lot of comedians have a dead parent. It's like we're all failed Disney princesses, so we had to become comedians. Yeah, I'll do pet sitting. I will do pet sitting. I'll do watch all your plants. I ate so many tomatoes this summer house sitting because that's the easiest thing to grow. Ate so many tomatoes and a lot of Tums. Acid reflux, guys. I don't babysit anymore though, because the last time I babysat was for my friend's 6-year-old, and we got in an argument about the movie Frozen 2. I've never seen it. She had. I thought she had more details. She said there was a squirrel in it. There's no squirrel in Frozen 2. And I was like, I think you're thinking of Ice Age 1 through 3. Great movies. Ray Romano's awesome in it. You should definitely check them out. But I was like, okay, I'm going to solve this problem for both of us. I'm going to go to my friend Google and Google, hey, Frozen 2 squirrel images. All that pops up was a bunch of squirrels spooning, frozen to death in pairs. So yeah, I don't take care of kids anymore. She learned a lot that day. I did take care of a blind dog who was really fun to watch. Literally fun to watch her navigate the house, like out to the back door. They say she could do it on her own, but it was just like watching a DVD screen when it's like paused. And you're like, is it gonna hit the corner? Is she gonna hit the corner? She was like a little Roomba. She was really adorable. And she became like her own seeing eye dog. So that was cool. She didn't need a cane or anything. Yeah, this is awesome. It is funny doing comedy for just a few people, but I hope you guys out there are enjoying this. I will be leaving you soon up here. A little more about me. I am queer. I used to say bisexual, but I didn't know myself as well. So I'm more queer, pansexual. And I think you get the best of both worlds with me. So I think I'd be perfect for a bisexual person. Like I've got, deep voice, but soft skin. Got big shoulders, but big Latina hips. Evens it out. I will fix your sink and then cuddle you afterwards for 3 minutes because that's all I got. I am not vulnerable at all, guys. That's why I tend to date men more because they're the equal vulnerability of me. Yeah, once I got choked during sex. It's okay. I got choked during sex, and the guy told me, look into my eyes. And I started crying because eye contact is way too uncomfortable. I can't do it. Can't do it at all. I did shave to be here tonight. My face, not my legs, because I'm single. Shaved my face to be. That's how you know I'm Mexican, though. Like, you take me home as Carla, and you wake up next to Carlos, because I have a sweet 5 a.m. mustache like a 12-year-old boy. All right, I'm gonna leave you here. You guys have been really awesome. And please donate. Please donate. We have so much fun at like Writing Circle and all of that stuff. I've been Carla Vasquez. You guys have a good one. Bye.
Hi, I'm visual artist Jess Merritt, and I was part of the Arts Hub Fall 2023 Fellowship. And Arts Hub really helped open up Albuquerque for me. I had just moved here in 2023, and while I was very active in the arts community in my previous city, I was having a hard time tackling Albuquerque. It's a huge place with an amazing and like diverse arts community, and it was really hard to find peers to just get my foot in the door, and Arts Hub immediately did that for me. I was able to connect with a network of peers, and we were able to like start sharing problems or sharing solutions to problems. We started, showing support for each other's artistic endeavors. And that has actually continued to this day. It's over a year later, and I still keep up with everyone from my cohort. Another thing that Arts Hub has done for me is I proudly put it on my resume because I believe it is a sign to the world that my arts business is not just a passing phase. It's not a hobby. The personal development courses that they offered, not only was I immediately able to use in real life, but it also shows that I've invested in myself and in my arts business so that it's it has a long-term stability. And when I believe that when entities deal with me now and they see that Arts Hub professional development on my resume, they can tell that. They can tell that this person is gone the extra mile to make herself sustainable. So if you're thinking about donating this Giving Tuesday to any organizations, particularly an arts organization in the Albuquerque area, I highly encourage you to donate to Arts Hub. Your dollars will cause this ripple effect of just positive change in the arts community, and you'll be helping support a diverse, creative community in Albuquerque.
All right, welcome back to the Arts Hub live streaming telethon. I'm Chris Burnett, one of your hosts, and they just threw me my sack of money for doing the show. No, I'm just kidding. This is to show you guys that we need your money. I mean, anything you guys can give helps out. And you go to abqartshub.com and give us all your money. I'm here with comedian Carla Vasquez, who you guys just saw on stage. That was awesome.
Thank you.
How hard is it to do like comedy for such a small audience like this?
I feel like I feel like I'm rushing because like I'm just like they're not laughing. Got to get more jokes out, But it was nice. Somebody had some laughs, so I'm glad to make you guys laugh.
It was funny. It was great.
Yeah, it was fun. I did a few shows during COVID that were like Zoom shows, so that was even a little weirder because I didn't have a microphone. I was just like talking into the camera.
How hard was it during like COVID, during the shutdown, to like not be able to to express yourself through art?
It was pretty difficult, and that's why some of us ended up in a garage doing comedy twice a week. So we turned our friends' garage during COVID into a like little comedy club. So we were able to do comedy Tuesdays and Saturdays.
That's pretty cool.
Kind of rogue underground, trying to stay away from our parents because we're around each other.
The most important question a lot of people have right now: what's your favorite national park?
Ooh, my favorite national park probably to live out is the Grand Canyon.
Really? You lived at the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, you walk out my back door and you could be at the rim in 5 minutes.
Do you put that like on your Tinder? You're like, lived in the Grand
Canyon.
Canyon?
Yes, and White Sands, Yosemite,
Really?
Big Bend. Yeah, there's a lot of cool places.
White Sands, like, well, you have you said you have
Alamogordo.
trouble with light, but like when you're out at White Sands, did you have to just wear like the grandma sunglasses?
Oh yeah, I actually just went for a run there recently, and I definitely had to wear my glasses.
Just randomly?
I went to El Paso and then like took a detour through Alamogordo. But
So what
White
made you
Sands
get
was
into
cool.
running?
Well, trying to get back into shape or whatever, and I just like running because it keeps me grounded in nature because I do it out in trails, keeps me grounded there, get my vitamin D, and it's like good to go.
What's the group that you said on stage? There was a group that they asked you to join. What was it called?
Below Average Running.
Yeah. So I saw like recently there's a documentary about like yacht rock that's come out, and I was watching the trailer and they're all really good music you can dance to while sitting down. And that made me think of that. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty funny. While sitting down. I saw that's fantastic. So how long have you been doing comedy?
I just this month, or actually November, will be 5 years.
5 years.
I've been doing it. Woo.
Wow.
It's been fun though. It's been quite a roller coaster, but like I wouldn't give it up for anything. Like I'm addicted to the stage.
What was your first time like?
I had gone out and watched a couple of open mics, and then I ended up going up, but I had written my whole set was dead mom jokes. It was 5 minutes of dead mom jokes. It actually went over well, and I figured if that was like the hardest thing I could talk about, like, and I can make it funny, then anything else can be funny. But I think it went pretty well. It was where was it? Founders.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Royal Wood was hosting at Founders.
What is it like to bomb on stage?
Oh,
what is that feeling afterwards?
You just are going through your head of like, how could I have done this different? How could I have done that different? I forgot this joke. I forgot that joke. I stepped on my own laugh. So there's like a lot of like, I don't know. And you talked about imposter syndrome earlier with SEMO. There's a lot of that also that goes into it, I think.
For sure. So like, how do you rebound from something like that?
I think in the moment, once you've been in longer, like, for example, if there's a heckler or something like that, you can end up taking back control by like rolling into the bomb and acknowledging it, and then maybe do some crowd work, do something else to liven the mood or change pace. A lot of times people will be talking about one subject and then you realize the audience doesn't like it, so you got to switch it up and maybe talk about this other subject that they might be into.
Oh, wow. So what would present day Carla say to the first year Carla?
Oh, comedy is going to end up being a really great thing in Albuquerque because the scene was very different when I first started. And I think post-COVID, we've really put together an awesome scene. So I would just say, like, hang on, the scene's coming.
What would you say is different from then till now in the scene?
A lot more camaraderie, I think. Obviously, we have open mics like every night of the week now. We have way more shows going on, not just at Dry Heat. We have other locations happening. So compared to before, I think there's also like maybe some slight rivalry competition going on with some of the comedians. So not everybody was getting along, but now I really feel like we're like a very loving, accepting community.
That's pretty awesome. So if I'm going to get started in stand-up comedy, where would be the best place to go?
Ooh, well, Dry Heat actually has 2 open mics. They're 5 p.m. Sign up on Thursdays and Fridays. We have one at Echoes, and then I host the Friday mic at Red Door. I would say go to one of the open mics in town, watch it. You don't just feel the vibe. You don't even have to go up that time. And then, you know, maybe a week or when you're ready, come back, sign up, and then just break the seal, I guess. Yeah.
What's the biggest venue you've played at?
Biggest venue. Ooh. I don't know if it counts, but like Launchpad gets packed out for the for the One-Liner Madness.
Oh yeah, that's
which
awesome.
is coming in February again. That was like some really good energy. Yeah, Launchpad is wild, and people are like standing, so that was interesting as well.
Do you have a one-liner like that you have that you could just throw out?
Yeah, am I allowed to talk about sex?
I don't care.
Yeah, I got one. My favorite type of porn is AI. Because you know she's nobody's daughter.
That's pretty good. I like that. That was really good. Dang it! Now you can't use that one again.
I
Well,
know.
guess you
I
can.
know.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. By the way, so if you showed up at an open mic and someone was brand new, what would be the advice you would give them, having 5 years experience?
Move the mic stand. Don't fidget too much. Hold the microphone close to your face. And have fun. Like, remember, like, we're there to have fun. And I also will say, like, nervousness is like kind of on the other end of excitement. So if you can just push the nerves to the excited, it actually like feels like the same energy. I don't know how to explain that.
Oh yeah.
If you got that.
So what do you like to do outside of comedy?
I do trail running. I do some art. I play guitar and I sing.
Oh.
I don't know. I love reading. Reading's fun. Just got into some Stephen King recently. So yeah, I do a lot.
I like audiobooks. I like people reading to me.
I have had some of those. Yeah, like some comedians. I'll listen to their books, which is fun. Spotify.
It's
has
weird
it
how
now.
like kind of people kind of as a group, without talking to each other, start doing the same thing. It's kind of weird like that. So what is your favorite thing about stand-up comedy?
Ooh, I like writing jokes. Like I enjoy the writing process and the ebb and flow of the writing process and building sets. I think that's really fun. Also, just making people laugh. Like that's what we're here for, right?
Outside of stand-up comedy, what are some other art forms that you really enjoy to go see, maybe be a part of?
I love live music. Like
Oh,
I love live music. It's kind of I love working every weekend on comedy, but sometimes there's like a concert I want to go to that I can. But yeah, I love live music. I like, checking out like the farmers market or other like events in town.
What was the first concert you ever paid money to go see?
First concert? It was Power Jam in El Paso.
What is Power Jam?
Power Jam used to happen in El Paso at the
Oh.
old Diablo Stadium, and it was like all R&B and rappers. And I got to see people like Eminem. I saw like
Ooh.
Destiny's Child. I saw Genuine. There were so many people we saw, like, and I was like 13.
That's pretty awesome. So who is someone in stand-up that you look up to, like, that's famous? Like who's someone that you were like, oh, that's why I want to do this?
Definitely Maria Bamford. If you haven't checked out Maria Bamford's, like probably, top 5, if not top 3 for me. But I just like how she brings so much of her like actual life into her jokes. Which is something I try to do, is to like make sure my jokes are like true to my life, I guess. So I enjoy her for that.
Could you do stand-up comedy at the Grand Canyon?
Dude, I'm thinking there was another comedian who had a residency in Hawaii. He travels, Ben Science, but he had a residency there. And then I realized that national parks do artist residence. And I like very much would love to do comedy at the Grand Canyon. So if anybody could make that happen, maybe my dad. Nepotism. Nepotism for the Grand Canyon. So yeah, that would be super rad.
You could go out on that glass like balcony and then the crowd's all down in the Grand Canyon.
God, that would be sick.
I mean, you got to fill
That
up.
thing's
I mean,
scary,
you think
though.
you could fill that venue? I mean, it's a couple million,
couple hundred miles.
That would be pretty amazing. I mean, what's your goals from here on out? I mean, like, what's the big deal? Like, what are you gonna do?
Right now, so I've gotten a lot of shows booked here in Albuquerque, which has been great, and I've been running a lot of shows here as well and open mics. But this coming year, I would like to travel more for comedy. Definitely go out of state more. I've been building connects with like people who come through here and travel, which is cool. So gotten to know a lot of Arizona comedians, Denver, LA comedians. So I'd love to get on the road some more and do out of town shows.
I like that you said that. How important is networking in stand-up comedy?
Oh, it's everything, I think. Even in a small scene like this, like I'm more likely to book somebody who just came to my show to watch, because I'm like, oh, you're in my mind. So I think yeah, it's very important.
So if someone wants to come see you that's maybe watching, what's coming up? What kind of dates do you have coming up?
I'll have Dry Heat this weekend.
Ooh.
So come to the 9:30. I think I'm on one or both. Sometimes I host here. You never know. Every Thursday I do the offsite show for Dry Heat is at Elvado. So go to it's free show at Elvado every Thursday. I've been running that. I also run help run the Wednesday mic at Red Door with my comedy collectives, which I will not say the name of. And then I host on Fridays at Red Door. Yeah, so I've been pretty busy hosting a lot too.
One of the yearly events that happens is Night of the Living Cover Comics. Yes. What are some of your favorite ones you've done?
I've only done it twice. Last year I did a Maria Bamford, and I brought a live pug because she owns pugs. I brought a live living pug that I was house sitting for onto the stage with me, had a blonde wig. And then the first time I did it, I was Gallagher.
Which was fantastic.
Gallagher was my absolute favorite to do. I dressed up just like him. I pinned up my hair like a dude, wore the mustache. And they actually, it was at Inside Out, so they let me put a tarp down and actually smash fruit, which is super rad. So yeah, I love Night of the Living Cover
I thought
comics.
it was fantastic because like it was funny before you even started. Like just seeing you as dressed as Gallagher.
There's some photos out there I think that Sarah Kennedy has possibly. Yeah, that was a really, really fun one.
You talked earlier about the stand-up scene. How strong is the stand-up scene here in Albuquerque?
I love our diversity here as far as like different kinds of comedy, and I think we hold our own against a lot of cities because nothing against out-of-towners, but like we'll have out-of-towners come and we can hold our own with all of them, which I think is a really great thing to say about the scene right now. Like we have a lot of strong comics.
So recently here at Dry Heat, Mark Maron popped in.
Yes.
How difficult is that when you're a local and someone that's like well-known like that comes in? How much pressure does that add to when you have to do stand-up?
Oh yeah, a lot of pressure. I wasn't on that show, but
Right.
we did talk in the back, and that was even like, oh, he's just sitting with the comedians in the back watching the show. Oh my gosh. I know it puts a lot of pressure on people. And I hosted recently for Funny Fiesta. I hosted the headliner set with Lori Kilmartin, and that's also a lot of pressure. Just keep that energy up. Hosted for Jim Jeffries here, so it's definitely like wanting to be professional but keep the energy up, which is really exciting.
Awesome. Well, I'm really glad that you came in today. You're really funny. I enjoy your comedy.
Thank you.
I enjoy you as a person.
I enjoy you, the mayor of downtown, everyone.
No.
Thank you all.
Whatever. And now we're going to go to a video from our friend Katie.
Hi, my name is Katie Reardon. I am the drama teacher down at Rio Grande High School, and I had the extremely good fortune this year to work with ABQ Arts Hub and the Improv League that they created starting this year, and it was such a good time. My students just grew as performers and became more confident with not only their improv skills but just acting and character creation in general, and they I think also became closer as a class community, which I think is one of, if not the most important part about arts education, is the creation of a team, a family, a community, whatever you want to call it, with people who are like you and not like you at the same time. And I think the Arts Hub and the team there did a remarkable job with this program, and my hope is to see the program continue to grow and go to more schools and see more students, repeat students, brand new students, middle school, elementary, high school, that everybody can start to and continue their learning of not only theater as a educational topic, but how it changes lives. Even if you never go into acting or never take an acting class again, it's always important to learn and be reminded to see the world through other people's eyes.
Okay, well, heck, thank you so much for that video, Katie. And yes, our smart classrooms are such an incredibly important program that we do here at Arts Hub. Hey, I'm back with Jeff. Jeff is the executive director of Arts Hub. He has been keeping an eye on all your donations coming rolling in, so don't stop that now just because he's standing here. Keep them coming. We're still aiming for $3,500 today. If we don't hit it during this live stream, we will keep the donation link open on our website, which is abqartshub.com. You can head there at any time. Anything that you can spare goes so far. So I'm going to give it over to Jeff. Jeff, tell us exactly how far.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, just to re-emphasize that, Giving Tuesday goes until 59 p.m. Tonight. So your gifts are welcome all day into the night. So thank you so much. And currently we are at $735, which is about, that's right. Thank you all so much who have already made a gift, a contribution. We are 20% of our way there. And so we'll just keep going and we'll reach that 3,500 goal by the end of the day. And just a reminder, we use your gifts really, really efficiently, right? So for example, $1 invested into our grant writing services and supports for nonprofit arts organizations, we turn that around and we make that $1,300. $1,300. That's right. So for every dollar invested in that program, arts organizations in Albuquerque have received $1,300, which actually translates to hundreds of thousands of dollars this year to arts organizations through our Growth Hub program. We also, for every $25, you are essentially sponsoring a child, a local school. That's right. You get a kid to take home. Oh my God. The power we have at Arts Hub is incredible. You didn't know. No, but really what you get is you're giving the gift of a year-long artist residency to a kid, which means a professional artist from Albuquerque comes in, works with students all year on how to create art, how to present it to folks, and it just does so many benefits. It helps with their confidence, it helps with their creativity, and also every single school that we worked with last year, their attendance increased. 100% of the high school seniors graduated on time, which is compared to 70% in APS. And we also saw students improve their test scores, which is really, really cool. So on top of all the amazing creativity and confidence that they get, they're also doing better in school. And then $50 will get you an opportunity to, we'll get a local artist an opportunity to showcase their work through the Funny Fiesta or First Draft or all of our live events like that. So essentially we're $50 will give more people an opportunity to see artists and give artists an opportunity to share their voice and creativity and all the things that make Albuquerque beautiful. So please, please, please make your gift. If you can give $1, great. If you can give $25, great. You can give $50, great. We've had several people today give over $200, and that is incredibly impactful. So the more you can give, of course, the more impact you make, and the more that you will help make Albuquerque a beautiful and creative place to live.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. So in the last hour, if you have donated $25 or more, you will also be the recipient of 2 free tickets to Dry Heat Comedy Club. We're going to continue that into our next hour, but I'm also here with Amy. Amy, you're here doing live printing, and we got a chance to kind of hang out with you in the last hour, but do you want to do another demonstration just to show everybody? The design that you got today was designed by Arts Hub's own Abby, and then you carved it out, you said earlier, with knives?
They're called gouges, so they're a special tool that, like, I actually have a couple of them here.
Oh, sweet.
They have little, like, round things, and if you do any woodworking at all, you can kind of tell what they are, and different textures give me different lines, things like that. I work with really, like, miniature sized ones because I prefer to work, like, really heavy detail.
Oh. And you can see it in the prints too. This is amazing.
Yeah, we were talking, everybody's mentioned being triple threat, so I'm going to tell everybody. All right. Actually, I grew up playing the piano. So I've been playing the piano since I was 6, and I have taken every art class known to man, and this one just stuck. So I've done this, but I also, my day job, I am a permanent makeup artist, nail artist, and lash artist.
Ooh.
So I actually, like, I've tattooed my own eyebrows.
What? I tried that once.
I also, and I do a lot of nail art, which going to art school is really cool because, like, all aspects of my job are creative because a lot of people request me because I can do, like, miniature portraits on nails or I do stuff like that. So
That's so amazing. So right over here, Jeff, go ahead and grab the shot of this right here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've been doing this whole time, and so we've got them now piling up here, people. And I'm super excited to announce that here in the last hour of our telethon, if you donate $100 or more, you are getting one of these prints that was made during this live stream to take home with you. Or to get you'll have to come pick them up from Dry Heat, which means you'll have to come to one of our comedy shows. So you will also get free tickets to Dry Heat and the prints. And that is for donations of $100 or more anytime within the next hour. And thank you so much for doing this, Amy. We really appreciate having you and for having you be involved in Arts Hub and for everything. So, yeah. So, okay. Camera, well, I'll walk with you. Let's walk. Camera, here's the deal. We are live for another hour, and we've still got a bunch more artists that are going to share their stuff with you. We have plenty of time for you to still donate. We've got more interviews with Chris, and right now we're going to cut to another video from somebody from our fellowship. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Serena Ochoa, and I'm a comedian here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was a part of the Spring 2024 Arts Hub Fellowship. Before participating in the fellowship, I don't know if I would have considered myself an artist or an entrepreneur, which is why I think the fellowship is so amazing. Amongst learning all these skills on the business end, I think the most important thing that I learned is that I am an artist, I am an entrepreneur, and that my art contributes to the community. It brings value to the world, to the community, and I think that's extremely important. So that's something that I learned from all of my peers in the fellowship. I think it's extremely important. So this Giving Tuesday, consider giving to Arts Hub Fellowship to make Albuquerque a more creative place.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, Serena. Just like Serena, if you are an artist out there and you want to get some fellows, you should be part of our fellowship. They happen multiple times during the year. You can always keep an eye out for when we're accepting submissions for those. They happen, we announce it on everything. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. In real life, I'll just go out and scream about it in the street sometimes. So you'll hear about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, we've got another performer coming up to the stage. One of the cool things that we do at Arts Hub is yearly literary events on top of everything else that we do. One of the things that we just started this year is the Pen and Punchline program, which allows us to do a writing circle every single Sunday for comedians. And we also created this reading series, a literary reading series called First Draft. It takes place in local breweries around here. We get a bunch of authors. They bring their own pieces of writing. We pair those pieces of writing up with different beers provided by the brewery, and we get you out there who want to come and be part of the reading a whole flight of beers that you get to just taste while you hear people read their pieces. So if you've got a beer near you, crack it open. It's 2:30. That's fine. Crack it open and enjoy this piece by one of Albuquerque's most beloved authors. It's Kelly Chapnell.
Hello. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little excerpt from a piece called Wampus. Yeah, it's about a family living on a wildcat preserve in Texas who have gone through a rough time recently. The trouble started the night that Lacey and I snuck into the Wildcat Wonders room and tried to bring Mama back from the dead. Lightning forked bright and purplish in the floor-to-ceiling windows. Taxidermied panthers and lynxes snarled out of the corners of the room like they always did. Whenever the thunder rumbled outside, it sounded like the whole room was growling. The glass eyes of the newest edition, a cougar, sparked whenever the sky lit up. The Wildcat Wonders room was our favorite room in the house, and it was the first room that tourists and children on school field trips visited whenever they came to our place. Daddy built it himself even before he had gotten the park license from the government. On one wall stretched the pelts of every kind of cat we had at the preserve, ranged from smallest to largest: wildcat, ocelot, serval, bobcat, lynx, Canadian lynx, Carolina black panther, cougar. The skulls of each cat sat in a plexiglass display case beneath the pelts, along with facts about each cat's teeth, eyes, and ears. Beside each, blurbs explained how each of the predators that we protected were vital parts of the Texan and American ecosystems. On the other wall, a flat-screen TV played an educational video on loop when we were open for visitors. In the summertime, peak hours, our house echoed with the recorded cries of big cats, punctuated only by the shuffling steps of the visitors and occasional gasp of awe. Then Mama died, and we closed to the public. The Wildcat Wonders room fell silent for a month. Lacey shut the door behind us. She placed tall, thin white candles in the center of the room so that they made the shape of a big star that stretched almost all the way from one wall to the other. Then she lit the candles one by one. First the inside of the star, then the outside. I couldn't stop seeing Mama die. I would close my eyes and the cougar would spring. The sleek ripple of tan fur in the high grass, the curl of the black lips, red tongue, white teeth. me hiding deep in the grass as the cougar tore into Mama's chest and dragged her body away. When they found her, all they had to give us was bits of the dress she was wearing. They had found some of her body too, enough to cremate. I didn't ever want to think about it. I just wanted her to be gone already if she had to be dead. Lacey liked to talk about Mama all the time. If she wasn't talking about Mama, she was looking up ways to bring her back. Black magic, anything even remotely possible, she was happy to try. She didn't mind that she might get hurt, and she said she would protect me. She'd done a lot of research, she said, and this was the best way. A seance. Easy. When all the candles were lit, Lacey blew out the match, and I watched the smoke curl and twist away from her hand to hang gray in the air. You stand here, Ada, she said, pulling me into the middle of the star. Mama's debutante picture lay on the ground next to me. It was the only one Lacey managed to nick before Daddy threw out the rest. Next to Mama in her fancy dress, my nightgown made me feel ragged and small. Why? I asked. I squatted close to one of the candles and scrunched my toes against the wood floor. I watched the flame wink in the glass of the picture frame at my feet. It licked at Mama's pretty face, made dark gaps and shadows in her eyes and cheeks. I decided to watch the candle instead. Lacey flipped through the book she'd brought. A thin line of smoke rose from one of the inner candle's flames. I held one hand out over it. Cut it out, Lacey said, and rummaged in the sack again. I kept my hand out over the flame. I liked the feeling of the candle's small warmth. Lacey folded something open in her hand with a small snick, a glint of dull silver in the flickering candlelight. Daddy's Boy Scout knife. Lacey held her palm open wide in front of her. Using the tip of the blade, she traced a dark line in her skin. She sucked air through her teeth, and I tucked into her palm a small piece of fabric that I recognized as what was left of Mama's dress. Then she made a fist. Don't be such a baby, Lacey said when she saw my face. It's just blood. Her eyes fell, their darkness sharp against her light hair and skin. Her teeth looked pointed in the light from the candles. Thunder rolled outside. You're what they call the gateway, Lacey said. Mama can only re-enter the world of the living through your body. Got it? Do I have to? I shifted my weight, looked at my feet. Lacey shot me a sharp glance. You're the last one who saw her, she said. It has to be you. Her words settled in me slow, like small, smooth stones dropped into water. Okay, I said. Lacey nodded and paced a circle around the candles. She held her fists shut tight, and a thin line of blood dripped after her. When the circle was complete, she stepped in closer, reached out to me with her hand. I jerked away, and she glared. Hold still, she said. Then in a softer tone, she added, close your eyes. She tied the bloody strip of fabric around my left hand, then slid her own wet palm down my face. I stood there as the blood dripped down my face in uneven lines. I watched her. She knelt just outside of the circle and in a steady voice read words over and over again until I didn't recognize their meaning anymore. As her voice rose in intensity, I could feel the fear rising within me. Then she shut her mouth and it was over. Nothing happened. I didn't move. I thought about Mama. If we were going to talk to her, where was she? Lacey stood and tucked her hurt hand into the skirt of her nightgown. A blackish red bloomed fast across the white fabric, the exact shade of the stains on the piece of Mama's dress wrapped tight around my hand. I scratched my nose and my fingertips came away bloody. Lacey bent and picked up the book with her good hand, and a library card fluttered out to the ground. I did everything right. I followed all the steps. The book flopped out of her hand and hit the ground with a smack. She looked up at me. What did you do? She said. Lightning cracked again. She crossed the room fast, and then her face was inches from mine. She dug her fingers into my shoulders, shook me hard. Stop it, I said. You're hurting me. You said you were ready, Lacey yelled. She broke off, shuddered. She was looking right at me when her eyes changed. A thin amber ring formed around her pupils, which mooned outward, quick, engulfed her eyes. Where there once was white now shone black in the darkness. The flames of the candles guttered once, twice, and Lacey's eyes glowed green and red when they caught the light. I stumbled back, away from her, and one of the candles in its glass jar fell into Mama's picture with a musical crack. The shattered glass of the picture frame fractured and distorted Mama's face. Lacey gasped and rushed over, fell to her knees to clean it up. She glanced up at me, angry, her pupils back to normal. I watched Lacey's face and didn't breathe. She picked up the broken picture and stared at it. The water forming in her eyes caught the light of the candles. I apologized. I was always apologizing. All the candles went out, every one. Darkness again and thunder rolling low. the thick smell of rain and rotting hide. All I could think of were demons moving cat-like through the room. I ran down the hall to the bedroom Lacey and I shared. There was a flash of light from the bathroom mirror. I stopped dead. The door stood half open. I ran into the bathroom and hid in the tub. The room was dark, but for the lightning flashing in the one window, doubled in the mirror over the sink. New towels hung harmlessly next to the toilet. Lightning again, and I caught my reflection in the mirror. My face was dark and streaky, my eyes wide. My hair hung on either side of my face in wet ropes. Embarrassment glowed hot in my palms. I looked like a mess. When I could breathe normally again, I climbed out of the tub, the porcelain cool on my fingers. I turned the faucet with its usual creak, washed my face in warm, clear water. There was no such things as demons. There was nothing to be afraid of. I lifted my chin and walked as calmly as I could back to our room in the dark. The room smelled strange when I got there, a little bit like leaves raked into a pile, but otherwise nothing had changed. Lacey was quiet, already under the covers. Her hands were still bleeding. They left red smudges on her comforter and pillow. When she saw my face, she sat bolt upright. "Did you see Mama?" she said, and the hope in her voice was sharp. I stared at my sister, sitting in the square of light that fell onto her bed from the window, her face dark, backlit by the floodlight outside. Her hair was a wreck. Long scratches that hadn't been there before stretched down her forearms. I knew what she wanted to hear, but still I shook my head. "Oh," she said, "I just thought." She sniffed hard, pressed the butt of her hand against one of her eyes, then the other. Then she straightened and said, "Forget it, good night." I reached out to her, but she pulled the covers up over her head and turned out the light. I sat down on my bed and watched her. Every so often, her whole body twitched beneath the sheets, but she was silent. When her breathing slowed and evened, when I was sure she was asleep, I crept over and slipped into her bed beside her, molded my body to hers. She was shaking, I could feel, but she was warm and soft and serene. The smell of leaves was stronger, and as I settled down into my own sleep, I thought that maybe my sister wasn't shaking, but purring. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sante. My medium is photography, and I did the fellowship in fall 2023. I did the fellowship because I was looking for ways to expand my creative network as well as expand my knowledge of what it means to run my art as a business. I found a lot of really valuable opportunities and skills through the Arts Hub Fellowship. I learned a lot about taxes, business planning, and just kind of how to perceive your art when it comes to kind of taking that next step. And it's really helped me to kind of expand how I approach my photography and, you know, what kind of work that I do. I've been able to kind of use the fellowship as a catalyst for opportunity. I currently do headshots for the fellowship, and they've provided me with a lot of connections with my local network, which has been amazing. I definitely think it's worth, you know, contributing to the Arts Hub Fellowship. They really focus on expanding creativity and a space for creatives to grow and explore opportunity.
All right, and welcome back to the live streaming telethon for Arts Hub. I am Chris Burnett, and I just want to say what an honor it is to be here, and thank you guys for letting me come here and do my art, which is podcasting, I guess, so to speak, and hosting. Kelly, hello.
Hi.
My first question for you is, how dare you? I'm kidding.
I don't know. I do.
Who do you think you are? No, I'm just kidding.
Kelly Trapnell.
Oh, okay. That was pretty amazing. So in all seriousness, do you consider audiobooks reading?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we have that clipped so I can put that on my dating profile that I read. I'm well read. As I drive to work every day and home, I listen to some audiobooks. So yeah, I read. It's fair.
Congratulations.
So you've been writing. That was one of you. That was an original piece by you. Yeah. So how long have you been writing?
Well, I finished my first complete short story when I was like a short story that I would consider to be like beginning, middle, end, full arc, like
Okay.
actually a story, when I was like 16.
Wow. When was it like? What was the moment where you were like, you know what? I think I want to write like stories and pieces. I don't know, books.
Oh, like when I was like 7.
7, really?
Yeah.
Wow. What made you want to do that? Like, what did you see or what did you ingest that you were like, this is it right here?
I really liked reading, both reading and listening in all forms.
Right. 7.
I really
What were you reading at 7?
I was reading. Did you not go to like Scholastic book fairs and
Yes,
stuff?
of course. I was in there was like a competition where we had to read books, and then they had like we competed against other teams on like questions from those books. Can't even remember what they called it, but in elementary school, yes, I was on one of those teams.
Yeah, I like read like constantly. I
Okay.
didn't really have like a ton of friends as a kid.
Oh.
And so I just was like I used to like eat lunch in the library and like read through lunch and stuff. And
Oh,
that,
wow.
like I did that all through like middle school and kind of in high school. I just like brought my friends into the library with me in high school.
What were you when you were a kid? Who was your artist or your author? Sorry.
I really liked Goosebumps. I mean,
Oh.
you can tell I like scary stuff. But
Mine was like Beverly Clary. I think that was her
Oh,
name. Yeah.
really?
Like Ramona, age 8.
Yes.
All those different books.
Those are good.
Oh, I'm in like How to Eat Fried Worms.
Mm,
Do you remember that book? Yeah.
yeah. I also was reading like adult, not like adult, but like you know, for regular humans, like
Yeah.
fantasy books. I was reading like Lord of the Rings when I was like a kid. And
Wow.
like all the like Anne McCaffrey dragon books I was
Oh, I don't know
into.
that.
Really like a lot of fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over here like Ramona, age 8. You're like, I was reading Lord of the Rings.
I was like, when does Ramona get a dragon? That's like what I wanted to know.
That's a good one. Yeah. What was the other one? Like I used to read like The Great Brain, all those books. Encyclopedia Brown, like that. That was my
Yeah.
level. You're like over here reading like, you know, wizards and dragons and whatnot. So what was the first story you wrote? Like what was the first story you ever wrote about?
The first story I ever wrote, I wrote it. It's like whatever. It's about like a kid that falls asleep in or thinks they fall asleep in class, but they in their dream they like go into like a poster and like get trapped in this like alternate universe
Oh, wow.
type thing, and then like the world as they know it is like gonna crumble unless they get back into the like unless they wake up, they think, but they actually have gone into the alternate universe, and so they have to get back to their body.
Oh, wow.
The logic was not like totally there, but
No.
the creativity was high.
The idea, the form was kind of getting there.
Yeah.
Do you still have that story?
Probably somewhere on a hardware somewhere.
Ah,
A hard drive
interesting. Hard drive. How often do you write?
Not as much as I want to.
Yeah.
I write at least once a week, but usually these days there were times that like I could sit down. If I'm on a roll, I could like write. I've written like 15,000 words in a sitting before. Which
Oh,
is
gosh.
crazy. It was a crazy sitting. Like I was like there from like 8 in the morning until like 11 at night.
Did you?
But I was like on a roll. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Did you
Normally I write like 100 words.
Did you see when Stephen King was like interviewed by George R.R. Martin, and he asked Stephen King like how often he writes, and he was like, "Oh, I write like 6 to 8 pages a day," and George R.R. Martin's like, "What?" I thought that was fantastic because it kind of showed because like people's complaint about George R.R. Martin is like, when are you going to finish these books? And like Stephen King is just like firing books out, like even at this age,
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
to be fair to George R. R. Martin, he's like juggling a lot of plot that
Sure.
like actually makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
Stephen, while he's like very good at like atmosphere, sometimes the plot kind of falls off.
I'm with you on that. I when I was young, my mom got me into the Stephen King
I
books.
love him.
And I do too. Like I feel like Stephen King could write really well, but he could not finish very well. Like the endings were somewhat to be desired. But then sometimes when you would, he's like known for this horror, but then like sometimes he would write a story and it was like about a little league baseball team, and I was like, well, this is gonna suck, and then I'd get done with it and I'd be like, well, that was amazing. I went on such a journey.
Yeah.
And so what's it like to write something like that where you take people on a journey? You're kind of letting people into your mind, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just writing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for me, like, the thing that I want to do most is I want to tell stories that are really interesting and immersive, and maybe feature things that like not everybody deals with in their day-to-day life, but with real characters that like feel human, so that anyone who's reading them can feel connected to like and feel resonance with what's going on in the story.
So not like an Aaron Sorkin story.
Well, that's the goal anyways. Sometimes, sometimes you write and it comes out flat.
Do you ever watch something that he's done and you just wish every single human being had that intelligence? Because like he writes these TV shows and movies, and every character in them has like just the most intelligence, and you're just like, wow, I wish I had conversations like this.
So much dialogue.
But everyone's just like snappy, witty, and smart. And you're like, and then you go out in real life and you're like, no one's like that. Hardly. So how often do you write a piece that's not going to be seen by other people, but you just need to write it to get it out?
I would say most of my work is like that.
Wow.
I would prefer it to be the other way.
Right.
But
Well, no,
you don't really know until you
Yeah.
like, get to the end, and then you're like, well, that one's for me.
Where do you get the inspiration for them?
Well, kind of everywhere, but I guess lately, something I've been doing lately that I really like is I've started this little series of stories. The story I read today was not part of them, but I started writing this little series of stories that are like fictional stories that are set in all the like bars I like downtown.
Oh.
Yeah. So I wrote one about Sister. It's about it's like a Faustian thing.
Okay.
And then I'm writing one about Echoes, and I'm writing one about Launchpad.
Is there a character? He's maybe about 6'2", a little salty, but funny. Very funny. People seem to like him.
There might be in the Launchpad one.
I'll have to check that one out when it comes out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You may need to keep an eye out for a cameo. or two.
Interesting. I did find out recently that I am a character in a role-playing game that is performed around town. I did not know this, but I am a character I'm a NPC character that pops up in a role-playing game.
I love this.
Yeah, I do too. I was like, what? I guess I need to check this out now.
It's good that you're an NPC though, because I
Yeah.
feel like protagonists.
Right. Well, I don't know if I am or not.
Everything bad befalls protagonists.
That's probably true. So what is the community around like authors in Albuquerque? What is that like? Are there a lot, or are there a little? I don't know.
There's a lot of authors out here, and everyone I've met is like really incredible, super talented. Kat Anderson is an amazing writer. Victoriano Cardenas is really amazing. Holly Larson, who's also a comedian, is really cool. Lots of people at Twig, Deluge up in Santa Fe. There are a lot of authors, but we're not like slam poets where we like go out and hang out. And we're not like,
Oh, I thought you guys were.
we're not like, I don't want to speak for everybody. I mean, I guess I see like Scotty when I'm out. He's cool. But like it's just, there's not like a scene.
No.
necessarily where we can go and like.
But I've heard like stories of like Ray Bradbury and like who's the guy that started Scientology? Like all those science fiction writers, they would all kind of like hang out together. Jack Williamson. Is that a thing? Do you guys like meet up and you're like talking about what you're doing? And
I would love for it to be a thing. I think everybody has like their own little writing group, like their like little writing circle that they stick with. But honestly, the folks that I've met out here, anytime that we meet up, we're like, we should do this more often, or like, I wish there was more of a place to go together, which is like what's really cool about Pen and Punchline, because one of the goals of that program is to like kind of bring us all together and
Oh,
create
that's
community.
That's cool. Podcasting, no community.
Really?
None.
But do you listen to each other's podcasts?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I recently had some on my show, and I'm gonna check them out. It's an interesting thing, but yeah, it's one of those things that it's kind of the newer media, so it's it's very saturated, but everyone's kind of out there. We're still new, so I don't think I'm not, but like there's still that feeling out period. I don't think there's any kind of meetup. We tried to start a guild, and it worked for a little while, but then it didn't. It was more of a pandemic thing, but it's kind of interesting, with authors, because it's not a thing that you go and do in front of people, except for what you did today. So it's kind of neat to see it as something that's coming out and be, some sort of performance.
It's so scary to read in person. I don't know how performers do it. That's very frightening.
I thought you did a really great job.
Thank you.
I liked it.
I hang out with a lot of comedians. Thanks. I hang out with a lot of comedians, so I like pick up some tips from them.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here today and for
Thank you
helping
for
us
listening.
out. And we're going to go to a video from one of the people from our fellowship.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm visual artist Jess Merritt, and I was part of the Arts Hub Fall 2023 Fellowship. And Arts Hub really helped open up Albuquerque for me. I had just moved here in 2023, and while I was very active in the arts community in my previous city, I was having a hard time tackling Albuquerque. It's a huge place with an amazing and diverse arts community, and it was really hard to find peers to just get my foot in the door, and Arts Hub immediately did that for me. I was able to connect with a network of peers, and we were able to start sharing problems or sharing solutions to problems. We started, showing support for each other's artistic endeavors. And that has actually continued to this day. It's over a year later, and I still keep up with everyone from my cohort. Another thing that Arts Hub has done for me is I proudly put it on my resume because I believe it is a sign to the world that my arts business is not just a passing phase. It's not a hobby. The personal development courses that they offered, not only was I immediately able to use in real life, but it also shows that I've invested in myself and in my arts business so that it's it has a long-term stability. And I believe that when entities deal with me now and they see that Arts Hub professional development on my resume, they can tell that. They can tell that this person is gone the extra mile to make herself sustainable. So if you're thinking about donating this Giving Tuesday to any organizations, particularly an arts organization in the Albuquerque area, I highly encourage you to donate to Arts Hub. Your dollars will cause this ripple effect of just positive change in the arts community, and you'll be helping support a diverse, creative community in Albuquerque.
Oh, she's so right. So yes, like we were just saying, please, if you've got anything that you can give it in a sack of money. No, just kidding. You can just go to our website, which is abqartshub.com. Right there on the front page, we have a widget that you can just go ahead and just type in your donation, and it goes straight to us. And just like you heard in the last segment or 2 segments ago, we are really, really good about making the money that you're able to share with us stretch. So every dollar that gets donated gets turned into $1,300 more that all goes to helping out our creative economy here, growing the community that we have here in New Mexico, and creating a better, cooler, more cultured New Mexico. So if you've got dig inside your own sacks of money and find something, share it with us again at Albuquerque, abqartshub.com. abqartshub.com is the place to head. Okay, so we have had so many different kinds of arts here today. We've had music, we had literary readings, we had visual art being printed live during this entire live stream. We've had comedy. We had improv. We did so much already, and we still have more. So I'm super excited to bring your next performer up to the stage. He has been one of the longest, he's had the longest tenure of performance, I guess, here at Albuquerque Comedy. He is so fantastic, so amazing, and he spends his time every Sunday here at Dry Heat as part of Pen and Punchline's Writing Circle program. So please give it up for the amazing Steph Darnell.
Hey, what's going on? Longest tenure. You make me feel like an old. No, there's people that's been out here, been doing comedy longer than me and not doing anything too. So, not succeeding at all. No, I'm kidding, man. Now, this has been so cool. Thank y'all for having me here. Thank you for letting me do this. Everybody on the internet, what's going on? Did y'all get scared too when they said with every $1 donated, you get a kid? I was like, I just gave $10. Yo, like, I can't even feed myself, let alone 10 children. Like, haircuts are $50 now, and that's just is stupid, bro. Like, I can't, man. Like, that's how you punish a child, like, especially a black kid. Like, if you want to, like, you don't have to whoop your children or nothing like that. Just don't get them a haircut for a while and then take them to a terrible spot. That's it. My son got in trouble at school one day. He, messing up. And I was like, yeah, he needs a haircut. And I took him to Sports Clips. And that's the worst place for any African-American to go to get their haircut, especially like if this place, like it was bad, y'all. Like, I took my son in there and they had football and stuff playing, and there were women in there cutting hair. And I was like, wait, they wanted, and not saying that women can't cut hair because y'all can't, but in a place like Sports Clips, I was, they didn't know what was going on the TV. It was just there. And I sat my son down and that lady cut his hair and his hairline. I was like, can you give him a fade? And I saw her visibly gulp. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is the best punishment ever. His hairline looked like Charlie Brown's stripe. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it is that time of year. I hate the holidays. I don't hate them per se. I like the Christmas spirit. I just hate people that decorate in October. Cut it out. Nah, man, like it's hard to like holidays when your parents became Jehovah's Witnesses because y'all too broke to afford holidays. So they just didn't want to explain no more. You know what I mean? Nah, man, Christmas was crazy because it was like while all my friends was getting like the new PlayStation, I was getting like the new issues of Watchtower and Awake, and this is bogus. For those of y'all that don't know, allow me to explain. Watchtower and Awakes are magazines that Jehovah's Witnesses give to you when they come to your door. And I had to collect them like comic books because I didn't get nothing else. It was like, oh, I got this Watchtower 95. God do some crazy shit in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, way too excited about Bible stories. Nah, man. Like, it's that time of year, man. Like, Christmas is crazy because like now all those like little, this is the time where you're gonna get like a clutch of them like generic Christmas rom-coms and stuff. Where like that lady, she's like a small town lawyer and they send her back home because, you know what I'm saying, her old boyfriend or like some nerd from school that she didn't like, you know what I'm saying, needs some help, and she go back and he's like real cute. You know what I mean? And he ends up doing a bunch of stuff for her and they fall in love at the end of the movie, not realizing that, the whole time she has a husband, like her husband's he's a mean lawyer and he works all the time, but he's there. He pays all the bills and shit. It was like they're not, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't even realize that movie happens over a course of a weekend. Like they're not even legally separated yet. You know what I'm saying? Like she's cheating. Them movies promoted. It was like cheating is okay, long as it's Christmas. You know what I mean? Like this shit is crazy, bro. Like what are we doing, man? That is dumb. Don't laugh at that. Nah, man. I've been watching a lot of weird TV lately because I was gonna mention what I do, but they told me not to. And but nah, I do. I watch a lot of weird TV and stuff now. Like I don't like to watch. I done got away from sports, watching the ESPN and stuff because they don't, football, NFL don't care about us, man. When I say us, some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's okay. They don't care, and so I had to stop watching. So now I watch the obscure sports channels. I watch ESPN, the Ocho. You know what I mean? And for those of y'all that don't know, like that's not a fake channel. That's a real. That's not just on Dodgeball. That's the channel where you go to watch Dodgeball. Like that's that they play it professionally on there. You can watch professional Quidditch, like you know what I mean, and Harry Potter. Like it's people running around on brooms, and it's awesome. And they have to catch something called a snitch, and that sounded like something I was very interested in. Because snitches get stitches, you know what I mean? It was a fun time. I was like, wait, y'all get to beat up people for nothing? Be telling? I love it. Nah, man. That's also the channel where you can watch small white women ride hobby horses professionally. That is the greatest sport I've ever seen in my life. If you have not watched this channel, you are missing out. This is, man, it's so, they take it so serious. Like they be saying that white people can't jump, and that's a lie because these white girls got ups. It's nuts. So they jump like 3 stack, freaking like the little pump. You know, the same thing they use in the equestrian. These girls are getting up off they vertical, like just with a horse between their legs. It's crazy. It is crazy. Y'all know a hobby horse is like the horse with on the broomstick, man, with the horse head on it. And they take it too serious. Like they brush the horses down and bathe them and stuff. They leave like little bales of hay around and stuff so the girls can get snacks, you know what I mean? In case they get hungry, man. It was sad. I watched it one time, and this girl, she had to jump a 4 stack, man. I was like, oh, I don't know if she gonna get it. And she cleared it, but she bumped the top one and she came down and twisted her ankle, yo. And it was crazy. Her mom and it was all around. It was nuts. And then they put her down. Now that jump was, I was like, what? On live TV, bro. Like, this is nuts, man. Turned her in their glue. It was, that is stupid. Don't laugh at that. Like, nah, man. This is awkward as hell. I need y'all to know online. Like, I don't understand telling comedy to 4 people that were paid to laugh at my jokes. I don't know what y'all are doing back there. You know, this is a weird thing for me, but I'm trying very hard. So I appreciate y'all. What's going on, Chris?
Not much, how are you?
Hey, I don't think your mic's on. It's not your time, Chris. Now let me stop. Nah, man, I hate musicals. That's what I realized in my time, you know, of watching ESPN The Ocho. Nah, man, musicals are weird to me. It's just because it's like, how does everybody in this town know this song about this girl I want to have sex with? There's something like, I just made this up in my head. Now I'm walking down the street and the mailman knows the choreography. I don't. He just like, what is going on, man? Why are y'all singing so chipper? That dude has AIDS. This makes no, like y'all can't. None of y'all seen Rent. That's unfortunate. I hear that's a good musical. I wouldn't know. I can't stand them. Nah. What else, man? I can't. It's. Oh. So here's the thing. I'm what people don't realize is because I'm huge and you know, I'm stylish. Is that I'm also a big nerd. Like a real big nerd. You know, I got the Konami code tattooed on my wrist. That's that serious. It's up, down, left, right, BA. It's how you get 30 men in a game called Contra from back in the day. You know what I mean? It's also directions on how I like to be jacked off. But don't tell nobody I said that. All right, just keep that to yourselves. Nah, man, I can't read comic books the same, look at comic book movies and stuff the same, just because I'm older now, and it has become a lot more absurd to me. Even though I still watch them, you know, it makes no sense to me. Like Batman makes no sense to me, yo. Like, and I know why a lot of people like Batman. A lot of guys like Batman because they think they can become Batman with enough money. You know what I mean? That's all you really need. Like his superpower is a unlimited, you know, unlimited credit card. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like where he can just buy whatever the hell he wants for the situations that he's into. But I need y'all to think about who Batman is as a person and why you shouldn't like this man. He's dirty, he's dastardly. Because think about this. Imagine you live in the most crime-ridden city like in America. And for those of us that live in Albuquerque, we don't have to imagine. We are here, you know what I mean? But imagine you live there and the richest person in that town, you know, his name is all over everything. It's Wayne Manor, Wayne Tech, Wayne, you know, pharmaceuticals, Wayne Burgers, whatever. He owns a whole, a good portion of the city. And instead of taking that money that he makes from all this stuff, all this technology and all this crap that he makes, and putting back into, his city, getting the streets cleaned up, getting the drugs out the street, better police force, all that stuff, he dresses up as a bat and beats the shit out of mental health patients, yo. That's what he does with his money. The reason I know they're mental health patients is because they don't go to jail after he beats their ass. They go to Arkham Asylum, which is a crazy house. I'm just saying, man, y'all got to cut this out. Like, why are we not questioning this type of stuff, man? Why are we not questioning why all of his sidekicks look the same? You know what I'm saying? And they're little boys. I'm just saying, y'all put R. Kelly in jail for less. That's all I'm saying. I'm kidding. Maybe not less. Definitely not less. But I'm just if he got to do it, I mean, just come on, man. Like there's no capable adults that know karate. Like, why does he keep having to have little kids as his sidekick? I don't understand. He got the police commissioner's daughter shot. That's wild business. She out there dressed as a bat too. Gotta look. He's a cult leader or something. I don't know, man. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. I think I have more to that, but I can't remember it. Now, I guess I got to go because it's been my time. Thank y'all so much. Please keep donating, you know what I'm saying, to Arts Hub. This is so dope. My name has been Steph Darnell. I will holla.
Hi, my name is Katie Reardon. I am the drama teacher down at Rio Grande High School, and I had the extremely good fortune this year to work with ABQ Arts Hub and the Improv League that they created starting this year. And it was such a good time. My students just grew as performers and became more confident with not only their improv skills, but just acting and character creation in general. And they, I think, also became closer as a class community, which I think is one of, if not the most important part about arts education, is the creation of a team, a family, a community, whatever you want to call it, with people who are like you and not like you at the same time. And I think the Arts Hub and the team there did a remarkable job with this program. And my hope is to see the program continue to grow and go to more schools and see more students, repeat students, brand new students, middle school, elementary, high school, that everybody can start to and continue their learning of not only theater as a educational topic, but how it changes lives. Even if you never go into acting or never take an acting class again, it's always important to learn and be reminded to see the world through other people's eyes.
All right, welcome back to the live telethon for Arts Hub. You can go to abqartshub.com and donate. Like Jeff said, all the way till 11:59. Heck, if you want to give me money on the street tomorrow, you definitely can. I will not stop that. So we're here with comedian Steph Darnell.
What's going on, Chris?
How's it going? First of all,
man.
I love Batman.
I know. I figured.
I love Batman.
You were a Batman
and for
fan.
someone who doesn't like Batman, you know a lot about the lore.
I have to know my enemy, you know?
Yeah. Barbara Gordon getting shot by the Joker, the Killing Joke. I know all about that.
Mhm.
And by the way, he has the Wayne Foundation where he gives back.
Yeah, and then did he beats those kids up too?
Well, I don't think so. Well, if they grow up and become crazy, sure.
We're not gonna do this, man.
All right,
Do this. They
all
got
right.
me sitting in your lap. I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
It's way too.
Do you
close
really
to
not
you.
like Batman?
I here's the thing. I like Batman. I like watching Batman movies because they're
Sure.
cool. But it's like the logic of it. Like Batman
Yeah.
should be black because we don't like clowns or cops neither. You know what I mean? So it's
I like that. That I
think
like.
the logic makes more sense.
So when I was I've got to meet some fairly famous people. The one that to me, like people have asked me, they're like, "Who's the one person though that you was bigger than everyone else to you?" And I was like, "That's easy, no question about it." I was around 12 years old, Adam West, and I was like I begged my mom to go see him, and she's like, "You really want to see him? Like from the TV show, the campy one?" And this is right when the Michael Keaton one was coming out. And I was all about it. And I'll never forget it. And he got up there and he was like, "I can't believe there's so many children here." Like he had written his speech for like adults. But so you've been doing comedy for how long?
Just 13 years.
Just 13 years.
There are definitely people here who are longer tenured than me,
Okay.
but
How long do you feel like it takes someone to do stand-up comedy before they are seasoned enough to be on main stages, like all around? You know, like
that is so. It's kind of subjective because
Sure.
I mean it's depending on the comic, like depending on their stage presence and if they've really figured it out. Like I know some guys that are 3-4 years in are doing way more than I'm doing. So which is fine, no jealousy in them. But then there's comics that like some of the more famous people that we know that doing comedy that didn't even get famous until they were way
10 years,
yeah,
12 years,
12 years.
And everybody's like, oh, overnight sensation.
It's like you just saw them today,
right?
They've been grinding for years. So
for sure. So what was the first set you ever did? Where was that at?
Oh man, Iraq actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I got dared to do it. That was the first time somebody dared me to do some comedy. We started like an open mic out there. Not for comedy, it was for everything because we were just bored as crap, just in the desert. And we started a mic on Thursdays, and I ended up hosting somehow. And a guy that was doing comedy kept doing the same jokes over and over every week. And I just finally was like, "Hey man, like do some more jokes." And he was like, "Why don't you do it?" And he dared me to do it. So
wow,
came back the next week and did it, and the rest kind of came back to America and had some fun after that.
In that, when you're in that situation, I mean, there is no entertainment like to speak of around. So what were the audiences like?
It was us. It was other, soldiers, other airmen, other, whoever was on that base. And so we were the acts and the audience. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We came out, man.
Were you one of those people that everybody's like, you should do it, you're funny?
Nah, nobody ever mentioned comedy. I thought about it once when I was here and Laughs was still open. And I saw they had an open mic, but then when I was going to go, like they closed literally that week.
Was it one of those situations where you're like, I'm gonna do comedy, and people are like, you are?
I didn't say anything to anybody.
Oh.
I just was gonna go up there and do it one day and try it out. And
how did it go?
It didn't happen. Laughs closed. And
no, I mean like when your first set.
Oh, my first set was my first set was okay. I don't say it was great, but I sent they recorded it, and so I sent the CD home. That's how I'm aging myself. But I sent the CD home, the burned DVD or whatever, home to my
make copies, send them to everybody.
My wife at the time, and she watched it and then signed me up for a contest out here, and didn't tell me until I got back, like till we were walking up to it. I was like, you put me in a comedy contest when I
oh wait a minute.
Yeah.
She didn't tell you were in the contest, so you were walking
Until
up to
we
the
were
venue
going to the contest.
How did that go?
Yeah, I got third place.
What?
So yeah, and that's what really got the buzz starting, was like some of the comics in there really like kind of was like, hey man, like these
Who
are
the hell is this
other
guy?
stuff, because I didn't know how comedy got started. Like I didn't know how you could get into it. I didn't know you could just go to an open mic and start doing it, or whatever it was. I thought you had to be at a club and somebody you had to do it that way. And so
what was the venue that you went to that was a comedy
gosh,
contest?
it was a freaking bowling alley.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was literally a bowling alley that had a bar in it. We were doing comedy in the bar. You could hear people, bowling strikes, and you know what I mean, between the jokes. So
eating pretzels.
You had
beer.
your own little laugh track, but it was just bowling pins.
Someone's probably doing karaoke somewhere in there.
It
What's
was-
the weirdest venue you've ever done comedy?
Bowling alley. No,
Not
I've done a strip club. I've done I don't know why I mentioned that first. That was just I did a kind of like a hospice. That was mad interesting. Yeah.
Where you guys going after this?
Yeah. Nowhere. But it was cool. But they were fun, until they weren't. Now let me stop. It was cool. Nah, that was but nah, that was a fun show because you had to really like improvise. They're not gonna get jokes about video games. And,
No.
they didn't have TV. Like, so these are old people. Like, yeah, but it was fun. They enjoyed it. So
That's it. Wow. Who was like, you guys want to do comedy for a hospital? Like,
I was like, how much you paying? That's all
Yeah.
They were like substantial. It wasn't a lot. It was
so
enough.
how long were you in the military for?
10 years, man.
10 years.
10 years.
How much of that has made it into your comedy? That
Not a stitch. Nah, couple jokes here and there. It's some of the stuff a little harder for me to joke about, man, because I just ain't found out how to make it funny.
Yeah.
But and I know there's a lot of jokes in there. I just have to figure out a way to make it relatable for people that haven't been in, and like I think I'm bad at that. I'm bad at bringing y'all inside.
When you're writing comedy, how much pain is behind some of those jokes?
Oh well, I don't know. Again, that's probably subjective. A lot of my stuff come from just positive stuff, but it's like things that I find like weird or even when I say that I hate these things, like I don't really hate Christmas or hate holidays or anything like that. I celebrate them all the time because I didn't have them. Like when I say to my parents was, oh, that's not a lie, like, you know what I mean? But they took it when I was 12, so it was like I had birthdays and Christmases and stuff at one point, and then it was like, nope, no more.
No, we don't have this no more.
So there's pain in that, but there's also humor in that because I don't like they didn't take it on purpose. They just, that's where our life was going. So
okay,
it is what it is. But I don't know how much pain. It just depends on the comic, I guess.
Did you stay in the church or have you left?
Oh no, I stopped. I told my dad I wasn't going that way. He was like, cool, as long as you here, you got to do that. And so I moved. 2 weeks later, I was out of there. But,
all right, late.
But still love my dad, love my mom. They awesome. You wouldn't even know they were any of that if I didn't say nothing.
So the Steph Darnell now, what would you say to Steph Darnell that just getting into comedy?
We just had this at the writing session, which y'all should come to every Sunday at 11 a.m. It's free. And I teach it along with Sarah Kennedy, who you've seen all day. Anyway, be humble. Don't curse as much. Stop saying you know what I'm saying, because they don't know what you're saying. It's a couple things, but definitely be humble. Like even when you just don't get the big head like early. This is especially when you first start, like just because you're good and these crowds are laughing and stuff, this is still just a drop in the bucket for what comedy really is and what you're gonna learn along the way and stuff. So just be humble and just absorb it all, take it all in, and yeah.
So I asked this earlier. So when you're gonna, this is kind of like home turf to do a show. Mm-hmm. What happens when someone like Jim Jeffries or Mark Maron drop in and they're going to be on the bill and you have to either open for them or you have to follow them? What's that pressure like?
I mean, it's definitely pressure because I actually had to do that. I went before Jim Jeffries, and I think I went after Mark Maron. He was only supposed to do 8 minutes, and he did like 25. And so it was just like, and literally mentioned that, oh man, the comments in the back probably get mad because I'm doing extra time, but like sometimes you got to deal with it. I was like, that's me. That's I have to deal with it. And I mean, there is a little pressure and some nervousness and stuff in there, but I think now, like I just say, act like you've been there before. I've made crowds laugh before, laugh hard, despite who else was in there, and all I got to do is go out there and be me and do it again. So, but it's don't get it twisted. It is nerve-wracking, especially at the beginning. But now that I've done it, I'm like I wouldn't be this unfazed.
It's something you have to learn how to like deal with.
Right.
It's
definitely like for the newer people, I could see why it would be. And I, like I said, at the time coming up, I was like, he's crushing. And I was like, got to get out here and try to reproduce that, or at least ride that wave.
When you're about to go on stage and you're, say, in the audience, how focused are you, and like how much of like do you need to be away from people, or can you like have conversation then just switch over and go right into stand-up mode?
It's that for me it's a switch. I've gotten kind of used to writing my set or creating my set in the back now. Just like once I see the crowd and kind of like, get a gist of what they going, but I already got the idea for my, what jokes I want to do, but I may change some stuff out just depending on what they're laughing at, what they're not laughing at. But yeah, I mess around. I got ADHD, so I'm gonna. I don't know. I know Sarah and them know. Like I move around a lot backstage, like and walk in and out of here. I do laps because I can't sit still. So that's my problem. But yeah, I can lock it in. Once I get on stage, I'm locked in.
How much of that? How much of changing out jokes and variation do you do before you go out?
I mean, it depends. I call a lot of audibles in the middle of a set. You know,
wow, that's cool.
Sometimes you don't realize how slow. You know, everything kind of slows down because you got to realize we're not only paying attention to what the crowd is doing, like seeing what people are reacting to, listening to the laughter. I'm thinking of my jokes. You know, somebody might not have laughed at that, and I needed or laughed at the part I needed it to. So now I'm like, okay, I might have to do some extra. Something might have happened in the room that now I got to comment on and leave my set all together and comment on that because you got to be in the room and it happened to you too. You have it while around you, so you probably should comment on it. It's a lot of play calling and stuff right while you're up there, but if you know, and to make it also feel like it's authentic happening in the moment and not thought of. Sometimes I'll use a joke as a crowd work and people won't know it because it was the perfect moment to plug that in and act like I thought about it right then. And it's so structured. They like, oh my God, how do you think of that on the fly? It's like, no, like I've had this joke for 8 years. Like, but I haven't used it. And it's just this moment was perfect to use it as crowd work. So yeah.
And that's what I like being around a lot of stand-ups for a long time. People don't realize like when I was growing up, like I remember when Robin Williams went and started doing movies and people were like, who knew he would be really good in movies? It's like, well, if you knew how stand-up works, of course they are. I mean, it's acting. It's like, it's getting up on stage and performing. And it's like, I'm doing this and making you think that I just did this for the first time, which it's the 50,000th time.
I'm so scared of the camera. That, like I said, that's nerve wracking. I mean, this right here, I could do a sit down podcast or whatever and stuff, but like being on stage and it's just cameras and the crew and all that is like, because I need that laughter. I need the crowd. I need the laughter and the feedback and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm getting better.
What I think is cool is like when you're in the audience, you always want to be backstage. That's the cooler area. And like it's really weird to me, like how there's just this simple divide, but it's like two different worlds. Because the audience is this energy that's out here, and then backstage, there's like almost a lot of times like a quiet solemnity that like people are trying to get like dialed in and focused because like we do the cabaret, watching like the different people, like especially the drag queens, all of them get into that character and switch over. It's this whole different thing, and it's really interesting to see. Like I'm a big behind the scenes person, like behind the scenes in SNL, behind the scenes whatever, because I love that stuff, watching the process. And so watching stand up, like seeing people evolve is also really amazing. How much evolution do you think goes into what you've done? Like how much have you evolved throughout the years?
I literally watched my third set today that I ever did.
Wow.
It was at that bowling alley. Matter of fact, it came up in my Facebook memories. I gotta delete that. But but it was just looking at how I started off, just even that set, I was like, holy crap, I was so much better than that now. Like, and just, and not saying I was bad then, but just looking at my confidence, how I was pacing, what I mean? I kind of was fidgeting a lot and doing all this up to now where it's a lot more comfortable up there, able to command, have a commanding presence on stage and stuff, and just the act outs and the body movements, just kind of getting in people's face, whatever is leaps and bounds better. So it's like, that's why I tell people, the newer comics that come to the class, is like, once you find your voice and your, not necessarily your character, but who you are up there. Like Steph Darnell up there is different from Steph Darnell right here. Like, because I have to, he's an entertainer. This dude was a regular person that just happened to be funny.
Yeah. Well, I like Steph Darnell as a person, and I like Steph Darnell as a comedian. Thank you so much for helping us out today. You're a great comedian, and thank you very much. How are we going to
keep donating?
We're going to go to another video. We're going to go to another video from one of our fellowship.
Hi, my name is Katie Reardon. I am the drama teacher down at Rio Grande High School, and I had the extremely good fortune this year to work with ABQ Arts Hub and the Improv League that they created starting this year. And it was such a good time. My students just grew as performers and became more confident with not only their improv skills, but just acting and character creation in general. And they, I think, also became closer as a class community, which I think is one of, if not the most important part about arts education, is the creation of a team, a family, a community, whatever you want to call it, with people who are like you and not like you at the same time. And I think the Arts Hub and the team there did a remarkable job with this program. And my hope is to see the program continue to grow and go to more schools and see more students, repeat students, brand new students, middle school, elementary, high school, that everybody can start to and continue their learning of not only theater as a educational topic, but how it changes lives. Even if you never go into acting or never take an acting class again, it's always important to learn and be reminded to see the world through other people's eyes.
Okay, well, hey, you know what? We're back, and we're all the way through it, man. That was 3 whole hours of just a small taste of Albuquerque's art scene. How do you feel, Chris? How you feeling?
I feel like we did a really great job.
Yeah,
That's
here,
me, though.
Scooch in closer. You got to get in this shot here. Yeah, you did a really fantastic job. By the way, this is all the people that you got a chance to see here today, whatever it is that you were logging in for. So we have Simo, Steph Darnell, we've got Amy, we got Carlo, we got Jeff. Get up here, Jeff. All right, so Jeff has been taking a look-see at all of our results as they've been coming in today. Thank you so much to everybody out there who has donated. If you donated in the last hour, of course, you're also going to be taking home one of Amy's amazing prints that she made live here on the, yeah, look at that. And heck, you know what? It's the giving season. So if you donated $100 or more at all, or for the rest of today, you also can get involved in this too. And we'll also make sure that you get dry heat tickets. So thank you so much to everybody out there. Jeff, I think everybody's waiting on one thing, and that's the final numbers for today.
Absolutely. So we got up to, we're a little over $900 right now. We're closing in on 1,000.
Yes.
We raised during the live stream. So thank you so much to everyone who gave, who contributed to a more beautiful and more creative Albuquerque. As we mentioned, we have through the rest of today to reach our Giving Tuesday goal of $3,500. So if we raise a similar amount every 3 hours, the rest of the day, we'll make it. So share the stream, share our posts, harass your friends in like a legal fun way to give, because every dollar goes right back into the creative community. It supports students, it supports budding artist entrepreneurs, it supports established arts businesses and arts nonprofits. Basically, we're here to make sure that Albuquerque has an amazing creative and artistic community, and to support the economy and to support people living a more creative life. So every dollar you give will go directly to that. So we appreciate everyone who's given so far, and if you can, that would be great to give as well and share all around to all your friends.
Absolutely. Thank you all again so much for watching us. If there's anything that we talked about during this live stream that you are interested in, like coming to the writing circle every Sunday at 11 a.m. for free, that's taught by Steph. If it's being part of the artist fellowships, if it's part of, if you're a teacher and you want smart classrooms, if you want any help from Growth Hub and the stuff that we do for other artists to help them get funding that they need or support that they need or anything like that, please reach out to us. Again, our website is abqartshub.com. Not only can you go there and continue to donate all the way through the rest of Giving Tuesday, you can also go there and find out more information about all of our programs. So please do that, abqartshub.com. Thank you all so much. Happy Giving Tuesday and happy holiday season. Bye. Woo!